Bonaducci, and you are watching Gov's Radio. This is where you go if you want to see something or if you want to hear something funny. Coming up in just a couple minutes. This is a joke I told. What? I'm not on Gov Radio? Call the police. Call my agent.
Tony, welcome to Go.
Hey, Joe, how are you?
I gotta pat you down though, pal.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Got anything on you? Anything I should know?
I got nothing.
Anything weird going on?
What?
Alright, you go in, Tony. Good.
Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Tom Kelly of The Tom Kelly Show. Yes, this is not the only time I've gotten on my knees in the back room of a comedy club.
The Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show is also brought to you by Two Eagles Auto Body. For more than 25 years, Two Eagles Auto Body has been the leader in auto body repairs and customer satisfaction on Long Island. Two Eagles Auto Body handles every type of auto repair from custom applications and restorations to repairs involving insurance claims. Give Two Eagles Auto Body a call and please ask for John Rossi at 516-328-2527. That's 516-328-2527.
Hey, how do you say there, people? It's Johnny Brennan, creator of the Jerky Boys, also of Fox TV's Family Guy fame. I just want to let you know you're listening to Tony on the Knockem Dead Radio Show. They're gonna keep knocking them dead, so keep listening, you wacky sons of bitch. Right there. Over and out there, sweet Charlie.
Long time no see, man. Hey, man, I miss you guys, man, at Knockem Dead Comedy Radio.
Hey Tony, you're not funny, and you probably shit yourself a lot, and you're no fun to be with, and you don't make that much money, and you're not going anywhere in show business, and I hope you get hit by a bus.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Knockem Dead Comedy Show here at Gov's Comedy Club in Levittown, the legendary Governor's Comedy Club in Levittown. Speaking of legends, Don Sill is here, and we're coming at you from Gov's Comedy Club podcast, the YouTube page, the Facebook page. We are recording today. We're not live. We're hanging out here at Governor's. So if you're watching this now on Monday morning, the 18th, Don and I it's the 17th. And we're at Governor's. They have a show on tonight. Joe Crivello's hosting. Shivani Dave is here. DAmore is here.
I think Fat Jay's out there somewhere.
Is he? Okay, we'll see if we can.
And I saw that other dude. Who was the guy that won the comedy contest
this year?
Yeah, I thought I saw him out there. He's Suffolk County guy.
Year? Yeah. Oh, jeez, I forgot who. Oh, no, it wasn't Mike Ellison. Was it Mike Ellison?
I think that was Ellison out there, I believe.
Okay.
So it'd be cool to get him to come in.
Yeah, we've never had him in here.
So, yeah.
Oh, look at this. I got a perfect view of Michelle Fox. Now, it doesn't get any better than that.
Oh, is that the Michelle Fox?
Don't move.
Wow.
I got the perfect view of Michelle Fox.
It's
exactly where I want to be all night long, baby.
You got a sec? I want to see that jacket rocks.
Come in when you have a minute.
All right.
Yeah, of course.
Come on in. Sit down, Michelle. Michelle Fox, ladies and gentlemen.
Nice.
Yes.
Hi, everybody.
What's up?
Long time no
yes.
see.
How you been? Good to see you.
Love Michelle Fox.
Good to
love
see
you guys.
This is great. I love that jacket. Let's see the back of that
Thanks.
jacket real quick. Look at that, folks. That's
nice.
America. That's America. American
Very
stars
Yeah,
right
baby.
Yep.
USA.
there. Yes.
What's doing, guys?
Well, and speaking of that jacket, you're a big part of Michael Loftus's show, right?
I am a part of it. I'd love to be a big part of it. Yeah.
I'm going to go with big.
Happy to be on
Yeah,
it.
she's a huge part of that
I
show
love
tonight.
That show
tonight. That's it.
She writes a lot of the sketches.
Really?
Yeah. And I'm
you.
fortunate
Let me
enough
contribute.
to work on it as well, so I get to
Oh,
work with
you're-
Michelle. It's so awesome.
And you're amazing.
You're
on the
amazing.
show.
You rock.
You do.
Yeah, you bring the goods.
you.
Yeah, and we're working on it again. I think they set a date for the next one, right, in December.
I think it's towards the end of December.
Like right before Christmas. I think it's the 20th or something like that.
I think the 16th, the 14, 15, 16.
And leading up that week leading into that Friday, which is the live show over there at the America's First Warehouse.
And now it's a live show, and it's very topical. So are you guys like going crazy that week of like trying to write the skits and stuff?
Every day is crazy.
Really?
And then like we've changed the format so many times, but it just keeps getting better and better. And now it used to culminate with we would do like a news show and things like that.
Right.
But now we do a panel, which is really good because it gives everybody a chance to weigh in and to make
that's
some
cool.
jokes.
And it keeps it topical, easier
really
to keep.
up until the last second with the topics.
Because it's got to be crazy. Because I'm thinking, even if there's something going on, like right now, if you're not doing it again until late December, like it might be like you can't even really plan ahead too much, right?
Stuff is probably going to be old by then, and you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. That's the beautiful thing about today, like the news. These times we're in it changes so drastically. Like right now, we might be going to World War III. Might be started up by the time we.
Well, God forbid. But that's right. So that's things. So you can't even plan ahead, right?
At that point yet, no.
Right.
There's nothing to plan ahead except for if we want to pre-write some sketches out, which may or may not end up happening depending on what happens in between now and
It's like
then.
Saturday Night Live almost. They're writing sketches in real time, and then we're shooting them.
Yeah.
So they'll be like writing them down, and then also what I like too is there's a lot of interactive. So like if somebody's performing and they're like, no, say this line instead, and then you try out different lines and different things like that.
And then we have a genius editor who puts the magic together. Sometimes you don't even know you have gold until you put your hands on it.
I second that, man. You are aces,
That's where
pal.
the magic is.
No, and I couldn't. It's all team. It's all synergy because we all work off of each other. And yeah, without the performances, without the writing, without the story, I'd have nothing to work on. One of my favorite ones that we did with Michelle was the one. When you identified as a man getting into the ring, and we had a Joe Rogan lookalike and all this stuff.
Oh, really?
And
that was fun.
Gerard Michaels, if you ever seen Gerard Michaels, is a big dude.
Right, yeah.
But his arm is the size of my head. His muscle on his arm is the size of my entire head.
Gerard Michaels is an athlete. He was a baseball player and
was he?
A professional baseball player for a little while. He never made it to the big bigs, but he was like minor league level.
I did not know that.
And he's an big dude.
Tall, he's big, he's huge. Yeah.
And tell everybody the sketch.
So the sketch is basically that I am identifying as a man, and I'm coming out, and I'm like showing my muscles and telling everybody, like, don't let anyone tell you there's something you can't do. All the dreamers out there, you can be a man. Look at me. I'm a man. I'm a man. And then all of a sudden, Joe Rogan introduces my opponent, who is like, I don't know, maybe like 4 feet taller than me.
Yeah, he's got to be like 6'2". Yeah.
And he's like, and then I realize, oh no, I'm in big trouble. So I try to weasel myself out of the fight, and then Jake, who plays Joe Rogan, has a really funny line. He says, "You can't." I said, "I'm a woman." He's like, "No, you're not. You're a man." And then ding. That's funny.
That's a great sketch. Yeah, and there's so much good stuff. Have you started thinking about what you want to write for this next one?
Well, it's funny. I've been working on a Kamala impression, which I don't want to do right now, but I am working on it.
Yes.
And I bought a Kamala wig. So I have it as a backup. And if I don't end up doing it, Michael Loftus will do it, and it will be hilarious. He could be Kamala.
Come on, I'll give you $1 right now. You practice it on us right now.
Joe.
That's actually that was really good.
Joe. What did she say? I was born.
There's a little girl that took a bus to school.
I was middle class. I was brought up middle class.
All right. I owe Michelle $1.
I was a prosecutor.
Do you have the laugh down?
I don't want to do the laugh now until I practice.
That was great, though. You got like that little nasal thing.
Yeah.
I promised to sell $1. There it is.
There you go. You earned that.
Yeah, baby. I want an autograph on it.
There you go.
You got to autograph it for me.
Oh, I'll do anything for Michelle.
This is great. This is perfect. I love walking in the hallway and like there's this action going on, and you guys here.
Yeah, and once we saw you, you lit up the room. So we're so happy to have you come in here. It's always a pleasure.
How weird is that? Look at this. That was already there. I promise you.
Are you serious?
No way.
It says not Trump.
Not Trump.
What are the chances of
that?
That was really strange.
I know why. Because because Sly Stallone made a comparison of Donald Trump.
To George Washington.
Is that right?
Somebody probably wrote
this is not Trump. Isn't it crazy though? I think that it is kind of like the forefathers. If you think about it, if you take Trump, he's like the George Washington, and then Elon is like Benjamin Franklin,
right?
And then the other like Tulsi is like Jefferson or something.
What about Vivek? Is he on the thing?
Yeah, Vivek is like John Adams.
Yeah,
or he's Hancock or something.
It's hilarious. I mean, imagine if they redid. These people all have big enough egos that they could remake another Mount Rushmore, only they'll make it in space. So it'll be on the moon, carved in, their faces on the moon.
That's something Elon would do. I'm going to make a monument on the moon.
All right, so I tried to cross that out because he is our president, or about to be our president. So I tried to cross that out, but I wrote it right on the top. I love Michelle Fox. It says.
Thank you for my $1.
Now, Michelle, I know through the last 4 years, like most of us, it's very hard to be a Trump supporter or to be a right-wing person, especially in entertainment. Have you been feeling a shift, like of acceptance?
Yes, I have my hats. I got my MAGA hats and my T-shirts and stuff. Listen, I don't walk out of the house with it because I don't want to get my ass kicked. But in my house, it's all cool. And I know, like, so where I live I live off of 110 towards Melville, and there's a Trump store, and it's like they have
Trump store.
Okay,
wow.
It was a pop-up store. It used to be a Steinway piano store.
Oh, sure.
Wow.
And it's been there for months and months, and they were supposed to close after the election. People are going in buying Trump paraphernalia left and right. The guy says he's staying open till Christmas, which that's pretty insane. Because could you imagine 4 years ago wearing anything or buying anything that says Trump on it and walking out the door with it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like there's been a change of the tide. I just think it's. I think. Look, we all lived through it. The last 4 years, we all know what the heck how it was. So I think that was kind of what changed it all up.
I think so too. And I think that his presidency will be much more effective for many reasons in terms of that. I think because things went so badly, people will be open to giving him chances to do anything to unburden what has been. You know? I need to be
There's the Kamala.
Thank you.
You gotta say it in the Kamala voice.
That's it. Unburden. Yeah.
So let me ask. So when we first spotted you, what is that? You got a loose leaf over there? So is that all for tonight? Like, what's your process?
So the loose leaf is really what I do. I keep all my jokes in a loose leaf, and I have I'm such a nerd. So I have one section that are my old set lists.
Okay.
One section that are just like intros. So if I have somebody and I want to remember their intro, I have their intros in the
Oh,
other
that's
section.
a great idea.
Then another, but I'm a total nerd. I don't need that. I was actually taking my loose leaf to, once I saw that what this audience is, it's a fundraiser audience, and I said, okay, I see they're from Farmingdale, Massapequa, Plainedge. So I was going to redo my set list to add some jokes that I know will, really
You got
appeal
any,
to this crowd.
what was the killer's name? The Massapequa killer?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I
Rex.
don't do Rex jokes.
No Rex jokes?
No, but I do have some jokes about Alec Baldwin.
Nice.
Guy.
Sure, yeah. And all you got to do is just say All American. There doesn't even have to be a joke there.
Get
Just
an
say it,
applause
and they'll freak out, right?
Speaking of Loftus, he mentioned All American on his live the other day.
Did he?
He said, he goes, I love going to Long Island. There's a burger place. It's the only burger that reminds me of my childhood when I would go to the original McDonald's.
Wow.
And he says it's the All American.
Is that where he's from, Ohio?
He's from Ohio, yeah.
Yeah, because I used to have family in Ohio over there, the original McDonald's. I used to go there a lot.
Yeah, wow, that's pretty
it
cool.
was awesome.
Yeah, he's an Ohio dude.
It's my pointless story for you.
And he's constantly on Gutfeld. I see him. He is killing it.
Yeah.
He's just become like a superstar on Gutfeld.
Yeah.
And
Which is great.
yeah, I think a lot of things, like with being on panel and doing all these things, I think the more you do them, the better you
sharper
become
you
at
get.
them, and the more comfortable. And half of it is just being comfortable and being yourself, because especially in his case, he's so freaking funny that it just comes across and it's just completely natural, like almost he doesn't even feel the camera on him anymore.
Yeah, he's great. He and your buddy Joe DeVito.
Oh my God, Joe DeVito is a powerhouse. I was just with him in Florida. I just opened for him at the Delray Beach Playhouse Theater.
Nice.
He sold out the 2 shows. He's just, he came out with, I worked with him a month earlier, and he basically had another half hour of brand new material.
Wow.
It's amazing.
He writes in volume, and everything is just bam, bam,
Was,
killer.
was he a writer on Gutfeld, or
He is a writer.
Oh, he
on
still is.
Gutfeld.
Okay.
Yeah, he's one of the, in my opinion, he's one of the lead writers. I think that I can say that.
Yeah.
And he's, I mean.
It's him, Joe Mackey, right?
Yeah.
And any other comics that you know are on this?
Yeah.
On that?
I know Tim Mackey. I'm slipping on their names.
Joe Mackey.
Right
If you've never
now.
seen Joe Mackey, you gotta check him out. He's hilarious.
Yeah, I know who he is. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we
What's
can.
the guy's name? He plays Biden. He always. Plays
Oh,
Biden.
oh yeah. I had him on my show. He's friends with Taz, the artist.
I just can't, I'm
what's his
slipping
name?
on his
Yeah, I
name.
can't think of his name.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, he's great.
He's one of the writers,
Yeah, he's
too.
great. He always plays
Joe.
Biden on the Gutfeld
You
show.
guys have to get Joe on here. He told me some stories that were hilarious.
Oh, yeah?
Were like a little bit of the behind the scenes on Gutfeld, and they're not my stories to tell, but you
Right.
gotta have Joe
All
on
right.
here. It's
I'll give you another $1 if you go to Joe and tell him to get in here, because he used to come in all the time, and then it's been a few years, and no matter how many times I've reached out to him, he doesn't come in. So
He'll come. I know he would come in.
all right, I would love to have Joe back in
when
here.
he's booked on to close it out. I'm sure he'll do it.
Okay, all right,
All right,
I
cool.
mean, not that I'm his agent, but I think he would. He's like that.
And yeah, I got to get him on Conversations too.
Oh, he's great.
yeah.
He has the most interesting stories. I still, like I said, it's been a few years, but I still tell people about. And he talked about it on my show, so I can say it publicly, where he drank the sweat of a toad.
Yeah, no, he does. He drank the
Yeah,
venom of a toad.
the venom
he did it
of-
like 4 times.
He said it completely changed the way his brain is wired. That's what he said to me.
It's
It'll trip
he's
you
got
out. There's
interesting,
the
interesting
essence
stuff.
in that toad. You squeeze
Yeah.
the
I
toad a
would
little
be
bit.
so afraid. He told
Me
me
too.
you fall to the floor.
Yeah.
And then you like have hallucinations and
it's crazy.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Really interesting. A lot of people say it makes their brain. It clears everything.
Tell
out
Joe that if he comes on the show, right?
We'll get a toad here.
And if he can bring a toad, I'll do it with him.
You'll do it with him?
I will do the toad with him.
You have to have the guy come. I forgot.
Oh, there's a special guy?
Yeah,
Oh,
Joe.
yeah.
He won't say publicly where it is, but yeah, he goes to this guy because they have to like monitor you or something, right? Because it can be a little dangerous. If I'm not
very
mistaken.
bad.
Yeah,
Dude, I'm down to go.
Toad
We should go. Would you lick the toad?
No.
Why not, man? It could be like a crazy acid trip. It'd be awesome.
Wouldn't that be the most embarrassing way to die, though? And then you have like your obituary.
He died by licking a toad. Don was a good guy until the end. He was so stupid. I can't believe he licked that toad.
Probably like cry and like shit myself or something. I do something really embarrassing.
People cry and they all kinds of reactions.
Have you done this?
No, but I was fascinated by it.
Yeah.
So once he told me about it, I like researched it and everything.
Would you do it?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, see, me and Michelle are the same.
I wouldn't do it, but I don't do drugs. I wouldn't do any of those things.
But it's natural. It's what scares you the most? Are you afraid?
How is it natural?
That's what I would know. Like, who thought to do this?
Well, it's natural because it's coming out of the back of a frog.
I mean, it's poison.
You're not like making it in a lab.
All right, well, you want to lick the sweat off my hand?
I mean, there's lots of things that are natural.
If it will get me high, I would try it. I'll lick your armpit if it will get me high. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow.
I would try it only with Joe DeVito. I wouldn't do it alone. I wouldn't just go by myself.
He would. I guarantee you, he would say that he would go with you.
Yeah, I bet.
Let's make it happen. You got his cell phone number? Let's call him.
My phone is over there. You want to call him?
Yeah, call Joe DeVito. See if he would do it.
Right,
he's going to be really
While
mad at
she's
you.
calling Joe
I'll be
DeVito,
back.
Deb, we have an assignment for you too.
Oh, what is it?
We want to talk to your husband. Yeah, you think he would come back here, right?
He'll come back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you mind?
No, I don't mind.
Yeah. So Michelle's getting Joe DeVito on the phone.
Yeah.
And Deb DAmore is going out to get her husband.
This is going to be awesome. If Joe DeVito I will actually do this.
Oh, I believe you will.
But it's got to be me and Joe DeVito, and somebody's got to film it.
Oh, I'll go and film it.
Yeah.
I just won't do it.
I don't want to just in case it does go freaking bonkers, I have to have this on recording. I don't know what to expect. I would have to definitely research it and see what kind of trippy high could possibly get from a frog.
I don't, if you don't want to talk about it, I can edit this out later. What's the biggest drug you've done? How high have you been?
It's been a long time. I've done a lot of stuff.
Really?
Yeah. Mainly in my early, not early teens, but I would say 16 to 18 is when I did most of the craziest shit.
Yeah.
The one that affected me the most is probably mescaline. And I only did it once.
Right.
And we went miniature golfing, and I was we were just idiots. We were hitting the ball we were trying to do real golf. And we're and people were getting pissed off. People had families.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, we didn't get kicked out, oddly enough, but we were complete idiots. Wow. And
could have killed somebody.
Yeah, man, or could have got beat up. Somebody we would.
Joe.
Okay.
But he's working.
Okay.
Sorry.
There he is.
Hey, Mario's here, folks.
Hi, Mario. How are you?
Tony. Right.
Tony, this is Don.
Hey, how you doing? Come around here, guys. Sit down.
Yeah, come sit for a minute. Thank you, Michelle.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yes, Michelle
Michelle's
rocks.
the
Michelle
best.
Fox, everybody. You got to check her out. And she's awesome. And that show tonight, she'll be on that in a couple of weeks.
And I'll be at the Landmark Theater on Friday.
Oh, in Port Washington.
Yeah, and I'm here all the time.
Yes.
Nice.
Come see me, people.
Excellent.
Bye, guys. I love you.
Love you. Thank you so much.
Is it open or closed?
Oh, you keep it open. Thank you.
We got Debbie DAmore and her husband Mario is here.
All right.
Mario. Yes.
He's affected.
We just saw you last night performing. Fantastic. By the way.
Hilarious.
I was laughing my ass off in the back there. I was in the back filming.
The only person laughing.
That's not true at all.
That was a great night.
Not true at all.
Smithtown Performing Arts Center. It was great. I love the song.
Oh, thanks.
The song was fantastic. We're going to have you do a rendition of it before you get leave. No, I know that's tough to do. But you have a great voice, too. Great singing voice.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you. I do theater, too.
Yeah,
right. Well, that's and same with you, right, Mario?
I do theater, yes.
I'm curious because I I know. I don't know if we've worked together, but I've seen. You look very familiar to me because I do some theater too. So I
do. Okay. I've been doing theater since 1981.
Oh wow!
Well, can you pull that mic?
Yeah, I was about to say. Yeah, grab that mic.
This?
Yeah, just talking to that, please.
What's what's it like being the butt of some of your wife's jokes?
You know what? We're married 47 years.
Wow.
Shit doesn't bother me. I told you, don't scare me, Debbie. You don't scare me.
Don't listen to him. He writes some of them.
Is that right? Really? Yeah.
There you go.
Well, that's part of the reason why I'm not scared, too.
Yeah.
But 47 years, what could be a surprise?
Yeah. 47 years. God bless
Long
you.
time.
Both.
Yeah,
First of all, that's awesome.
High school.
You guys are high school
High
sweethearts?
school, yeah.
What high school is this?
Lindenhurst.
Oh, Lindenhurst natives. Very nice.
She saw me and she knew it was love.
We used to fight for the same parking spot.
Really? At
When I
Lindenhurst?
was late.
Really?
So he.
Just want to notice it's blocking your face.
Okay.
Oh.
I know who you are.
Now he knows who you are, Tom.
I remember you.
Uh-oh.
We did a show together.
What show would that be?
Did you work at the Airport Playhouse?
No, I don't think I did.
No, I have no idea who you are.
He looks like a lot of people.
Yes.
He's a good actor. Tony's a good
Take
actor.
off your shirt. Maybe we'll recognize you.
So you guys been together 47 years, met in high school.
Yes.
51.
With dating.
52.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's incredible.
That's a beautiful story. That's not a lot of people could say that, and you know, from high school all the way to now, and that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
When did you start doing the comedy and bringing Mario into the comedy?
The comedy or the acting?
We first started doing theater
Oh,
in
so
81.
This is a very interesting
4 or
story.
5 decades ago.
So she wants to audition for the Ritz.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Come, Mario, come.
Come on, Mary, come on.
Come on, just come. No, I don't
Also,
wanna
she
come.
dragged you to the audition.
I'll go.
So
I'll
I
support
say,
you.
Mario, none of these guys are better than you. Why don't you get up and audition?
I did.
So he did.
Oh, wow.
I got the part and she didn't.
I got nothing.
How did that go down? Like when you went home that night?
How many days didn't you speak to me?
No, that's not true. I was very happy for him until I saw his costume.
Likely story.
Oh my God.
Costume. Oh my God.
She was
It
bragging
was
to
the best.
everybody, all her friends.
Oh,
Keep
man,
in mind, I
it's
was
a show.
like 27 or younger. And Debbie said, yeah, my husband's in the show. My husband's in the show. The Ritz is about a man who's hiding out in a gay bathhouse. And I was one of the...
One of the gays.
So you were dressed up like one of the village people or something?
I
You were
was
dressed,
dressed.
were you dressed up like, what's his name
typecasting.
from Judas Priest? Were you dressed up like Rob Halford from Judas Priest?
I was a gay cowboy.
Cowboy chaps and everything.
I was 125 pounds.
Wow.
I had chaps on,
This big
cowboy
is
boots.
Did this fulfill like certain
It
fantasies or
was
something?
A
Cowboy
yellow,
hat.
tight yellow banana hammock.
Tight.
So when they hand you your wardrobe, it's like, hey, this is what you're wearing tonight.
Yeah.
So he still has it too, I bet.
So now backstage, and the
No wonder you got the part.
assistant comes over to me. She goes, Mario, my first show. Don't you feel funny? Just before the lights came on.
Oh, jeez.
I said, about what? She said, look down.
You didn't
And then
shave.
the lights came up. No, I always shave. I
Even
came
back
out.
then.
The lights came up. I went out on stage. I said, "That's a bitch." Her name is Joan. Why did she put that thought in my head?
Right.
Now
yeah.
Debbie's out in the audience, and she told everybody, "My husband's in the show." I come out, and they said to her,
Is that your husband? He said, no. That's not him. I'm not even sure where he is. Oh my
That's
God.
hilarious.
I remember the director said, I said to Paul, I said, Paul, do you think I need to accentuate, put a sock down there? He said, no.
Does this thong make my ass look big? So you didn't know how he was going to look
I had
until
no idea.
showtime?
I didn't know the show.
Wow.
We were new into theater.
That's hilarious.
At the time, I only had 3 hairs on my chest.
Yeah, that's all he had.
I only had 3 hairs on my chest.
Wow, yeah. So you're a young dude in your 20s.
Yeah.
You got your first part. You're like,
27-inch waist.
Wow, really? 27?
He was so skinny.
Wow.
I was so skinny, my mother and father forced me to eat snowball cupcakes. The marshmallow.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
I ate so many that I threw up so bad. Till this day, I won't even look at them on the shelf. I
I
just
put them in his
bypass them.
Every year he gets one in his Christmas stocking. That's my boss.
Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice?
And so now, after all these years, do you come to all of her?
Every single one.
Wow, that's awesome.
That's fantastic.
Yeah,
Good
yeah,
man.
yeah.
Good man.
That's how you keep a marriage going for
Absolutely
47
right.
years. Support each other.
I support her in everything that she does. I
Yeah.
work full time, of course, so she can see her dream.
So I could play.
Yeah,
So, and the stand-up end of it, I mean, that's still kind of recent, if I'm not mistaken. And it's
3
you're
years.
Yeah, and you're kind of
You're a natural up there.
and you're kind of moving fast, right? Like you're getting a lot of good shows and getting some good work.
Her ego. What are you doing?
I get some stuff.
Tell her that.
I'm getting ready for my Netflix special. Yeah, my nephew came to see the show Friday night. I was at McGuire's. He's like, Aunt Debbie, you have got to keep going. You're just so natural. I'm so proud of you. Just expose yourself, Aunt Debbie. Expose yourself.
Wow.
Wow.
I said, okay.
What happened?
So,
Aunts,
yeah.
uncles, nieces, nephews, they don't care
They
anymore.
don't care what they say
They
to
show
me.
you everything, and
They
they don't care.
They show me their nipples.
Wow, yeah.
They show me,
see?
Aunt Debbie, why are my nipples so brown? I said, I would never have said to my Aunt B.
Right.
Aunt
Yeah,
B,
look, check
can you,
yeah.
no,
Look at my nipple and tell me what you think.
never, never. They don't care.
And what did you say when you saw the brown nipple?
I said, they are a little brown.
I feel like you get that from the other side of the family, honey.
And then my great niece, her daughter, comes over to me the same night, going into McGuire's, and she said, Aunt Debbie, these jeans are bothering me in the crotch area. Why do I need to know that? So I'm going to go on stage now, and I'm going to talk about that.
Let me answer that.
That's trust.
Because she brings it out in people.
Yeah.
It has to be in there
People
before.
say things to her
It's true.
because she welcomes it.
Yeah.
It's written all over her face.
That's a skill.
Tell me everything I want to know.
Sit down.
She encourages
Sit down,
it.
let's talk.
Well, I do have a pimple on my.
That's why I wanted to bring you guys in.
Well, you have no shirt on. He's got a pimple.
Yeah. So, who inspires your other comedians that inspire your comedy? Because I feel like you have a certain vibe that's kind of goes back to like the Moms Mabley types of comics and stuff like that.
Well, I love Toadie Fields. I've been
Toadie Fields.
Oh, wow.
I have been likened to her.
Yeah.
Such an honor.
Yes,
Because I loved her. I watched her stuff, and of course, all of them, all the comics. I respect anybody who gets out on that stage, whether they're good or bad. I'm happy for them.
Right.
Yeah, but you are bringing back that kind of Toadie Fields vibes, which I think is really super cool. You kind of bringing back the spirit of what she had and she stood for and what she did and all that stuff. And she has a lot of great records from, was she in like the 60s, like the late
Something
60s?
like that,
She was
yep.
great on
And
Led
her
Zeppelin.
husband,
Yeah.
she sang.
Sure.
She sang.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
and
did.
her husband wrote her music for
Right.
her.
Oh, wow.
See that? So it's
Don't
kind
push
of
it,
like,
Debbie. I can't let music. Oh, you're pushing it.
Have you ever?
Debbie and I
sorry.
performed together on stage.
Yeah,
we did the
last February.
Valentine's Day
With
special here.
Mike Keegan.
All the couples came up with it.
Yeah. So I know that they compared that to like
Gracie Allen.
right,
Burns and Allen.
Wow.
right,
yeah.
where the couple gets on stage, and so we'll kind of try and bring that back as well.
That's a great
That would be
idea.
cool. Yeah, you, the straight
Sometimes-
guy,
Yeah.
and obviously.
Sometimes,
Yeah.
if I I always talk to somebody in the audience.
Right.
One
Right.
guy fell asleep. I said,
Oh,
"You're
that's
sleeping?"
deadly.
He was right there.
Deadly.
Right there.
Wow.
I said, "Is that your husband?" She says, "No." I said, well, nudge him a little bit. Why is he sleeping while I'm on stage? It was hilarious.
He said I was the straight guy.
Yeah, he is the straight guy.
So there goes your theory about hall pass.
The hall pass joke.
Yep.
Yeah,
hall
that was
pass
great. But if you were, what you should do the next time you guys perform together is wear the banana hammock. That would be.
Yeah, you want them to close. You want them to close.
They would be like, "Wow, I got to stick around and watch this
Who is
show."
this? Jesus, get his number.
That's not my husband, everybody.
I never saw him before.
Well, wait, let me take a peek. Oh, yeah, that's it. And everybody, the audience goes crazy.
Yeah. We have a good time. We really do.
Yeah, it seems like it. No, it's
keep
great.
it fun and enjoy life.
Comedy
and
Central.
at the
we have
house.
this beautiful den that we love. Has a fireplace, and we just watch TV, and then things start coming out. We start talking about people that are on TV, and it's just crazy.
I did ask Debbie a challenge, so I said, can you go a day, 24 hours, without saying anything bad about somebody? I want you to be nice for 24 hours. It was so hard for her.
You failed that
It was
test.
so hard for
Kept
her.
looking at the clock.
We got to have somebody. You guys got to be in a reality show. We got to film this.
Oh, that's
We were actually in the on the marriage ref.
With
I don't know
Jerry
if you heard.
Seinfeld.
Oh, you were
Jerry
really?
Seinfeld's The Marriage Ref.
That show
So
wasn't
I
with
have-
Tom
Papa.
I have a YouTube page for years. It's got 52 episodes called Debbie's Kitchen. It's not a cooking show though. It's just my stupid stories that happened to me. So my friend said, let's tape some of these so you don't always have to repeat yourself. Because I'll tell a story. tell the story about the haircut. Tell the story about this. So my friend said, let's just get it.
Yeah, you get it all
on video.
documented. Yeah.
Yes. So they said, I saw an ad. Does your marriage need a marriage ref? So I copied one of the Debbie's Kitchens, which is one about Mario and I fighting over how I order my coffee, decaf coffee. So I copied it, I pasted it, I said, why don't you decide? They called me the next day.
Wow.
And they had a camera crew at my house the following day.
Wow. That was fast.
And we were on the show. Yeah.
You barely passed the psychological exam, I think.
You had to answer 500 questions each.
500 questions.
Wanted to
So
make
there's
sure
a
we weren't
questionnaire?
criminals, make sure we weren't this, that, the other thing.
Wow. Yeah, I guess that would be a bad thing for them
Oh,
if you guys
sure.
turned out to be like bad
Right.
people or something.
We had such a great time.
Yeah, it was a lot. They came to the house to film it, actually.
Yeah.
So Jerry Seinfeld was at your house?
No,
Or
no,
Tom
it
Papa?
was
Who was
us, Tom Papa.
Yeah.
But they were in the studio. We were in the house.
Oh, so like talking to you like through Zoom type of
That's
thing?
Yeah,
right.
we had three
We had-
judges. She got it's a little tiff with Sarah.
Sarah Silverman?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
she
You got
did,
into it
yeah.
with Sarah Silverman?
Not really.
Well, first of all, you're supposed to have two arguments. Lighthearted disagreements.
One.
They gave us three.
They gave us three. They only did one for everybody else, three for
She
us.
thought she was going to win. She lost.
So you have to argue with each other or with them?
Oh, no, we have to tell them what the
What the
situation
story
is.
Oh, and then they debate on
They- and
who's
it would-
right?
Right. The judges were Martin Short, Sarah Silverman, and Matthew Broderick.
That's crazy.
Wow.
She didn't like what some of them said, so she got very quiet. And they said, Debbie, we love you. And she goes, no, you don't.
What did she say that annoyed you? What did
Well,
Sarah Silverman do?
I think it was it about the coffee?
It was about the let his freak flag fly.
Because Mario at one point was doing
Country line dancing?
yeah, he was doing
Country
country
line
line
dancer.
dancing, but I wasn't allowed to come. So I said he has secret friends. That's why I'm not allowed to come.
I never said she wasn't allowed to come. She
He
doesn't
said I
like
wasn't allowed
it.
to come. No, he said, how would I hear that?
Right.
That's what I heard. These are my friends. I want to do something on my own. Okay.
Right. I don't golf. Right. So this is my thing.
He doesn't
Why do you
golf.
want
Right.
individual
They've
interest
asked him to
and mutual?
Right. It's good
Pick
to have.
up the ball and throw it. That's how bad he's a golfer.
Oh my God! Yeah. I'll golf with you if you want me to make you look good.
Right.
Yeah.
So we did that with Jerry Seinfeld.
So that's
thing.
why
It was
you
a lot of
had
fun.
the argument with her. She
Yeah.
said she should just let his freak flag fly.
Oh, Debbie's
Oh,
up.
Debbie's up next.
This
All right.
was great having
Thank
you.
you,
Thank you, guys.
You guys
Thank
rock.
you.
It's a
Thank you so
pleasure.
much.
Pleasure.
Such a
I was
pleasure.
getting
Yes,
nervous.
you guys
so
are
much.
awesome.
Thank you very much.
Oh,
Thanks,
thanks
Debbie.
for having us.
Thank you.
I mean, well, not having us, but
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
Debbie DAmore and her husband Mario, everybody. They were awesome.
That was great.
Great people. Very hilarious. You got to check out Debbie DAmore when you get a chance. Yeah, that was fantastic.
That was fun.
We got to find the video of the of them on.
I was just looking.
Marriage Ref.
I couldn't find it, but I'm going to look some more.
Yeah,
I
Marriage
would love
Ref.
to find that.
That was one of Jerry Seinfeld's first productions that he did after Seinfeld.
Yeah.
You got
There
time?
she is.
You want to come on in? All right.
Nice.
We just saw her last
Bonnie
night.
Dave is here.
Bonnie Dave, everybody.
What's going on?
Good to see
How are you, baby?
What's going on?
How'd it go?
How are we? It was. They're a fun crowd. There's a lot of ladies in the room.
Oh, yeah?
It's a cheerleader fundraiser.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, good time. Good
There
time.
you go.
Got to do more gynecologist jokes. You know.
That's the crowd for it.
Yeah. There you go. I was like, oh, do your full gyno set. Your full 15 gyno.
Yeah, there we go. Full on gyno set.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome. We just saw you last night perform too.
Kicking
Yeah.
ass as
Smithtown.
always.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, they were fun. Different type of crowd.
Yeah, that was
A little quiet.
A little different.
Little
crowd.
bit, yeah.
A little older. This was a little younger.
Yeah, they're a little older. It was a fun night. This one's a little bit younger. You got, are the actual cheerleaders? Like
I think it's a cheerleader fundraiser.
So yeah, so it's the younger girls then.
Yeah.
Wow. So they must have loved.
I called out a Dave.
Oh, you did?
Sitting,
Oh, you found one tonight.
I found a Dave sitting with a
Nice.
swarm of women. They all pointed at him, as usual. Yeah. They don't like to be exposed.
Right.
But it's my job to expose them.
When
Yeah.
you find a Dave, you have
Find
to
the Daves,
you
yeah.
have to expose a Dave.
Yeah.
No, that's great.
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, so a lot of great stuff going on for you lately.
Yeah, it's been going well. We, I just had I think I told Tony we were gonna do. We're gonna be in the New York Comedy Festival, the show that you
Yep.
asked about, Top 5 Comedy.
Yeah.
So we just had that this past weekend.
Oh,
Went
yeah?
really well. Yeah,
Nice.
sold out show. It was great. It was a great time. The festival I think is wrapping up today. I believe.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. So, yeah, that went really well, and yeah.
You guys are, and forgive me. What's the other girl's name?
Amanda Alvich.
Amanda Alvich.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys are hilarious in those videos.
Yeah, that's fun. We got another one. So the volley just passed. So we had
Right.
one that we'll put out, I think, tomorrow.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, about who's your top 5 favorite Indian person. It's just really fun to ask those people when they don't know any Indian people.
I was just about to ask what their answers
I mean,
are.
you guys can answer. If
I
you
know
like.
the I'm bad with names, but there's the one guy. He's a superhero now. He's Jack.
Kumal Nanjiani.
Yes.
Well, you see the way she said that?
Yeah,
Whoa.
Kumal Nanjiani.
He's a comedian. He was a regular build, and now he's become a superhero. He's part of the Marvel universe, and he's all worked out. Big.
Yeah. That's what they do. That's what that Hollywood does to you.
Yeah,
right?
I gotta get on.
Makes you
Hollywood
get in shape.
Yeah.
So.
So and then the girl from The Office.
Mindy Kaling.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And if no one could come up with one, I just said you're just welcome to point at me. It's fine. Yeah. So
You,
if
of
that's your
course,
answer,
yes.
Tony,
Yes.
that's fine.
That's
Yeah.
definitely my. That
Yeah.
goes without saying. That's
Yeah.
definitely my answer.
Yeah. So no, it's been fun.
But who are your top 5 best Indian
My
celebrities?
favorite?
Yes.
That's-
Are we gonna? I have a feeling I'm not even gonna know any of the people you're gonna mention.
You mentioned I'm a big fan of Mindy.
Yeah.
She's great.
Oh, Kamal. Kamal? Is that the guy's name? What's
Kumal
that?
Nanjiani. Wait, the one we just mentioned, the superhero.
Oh, is that the same guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was like,
Oh, no.
Get his picture.
All right.
Yeah.
We should show the pictures as we go, if you can. I know it's.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. I love top 5s.
Yeah.
And I love doing this. I love Indian people.
So Tony,
My
is
favorites.
John
Yeah, him.
who has the top 5 thing?
Yes. Oh, that's right. I did bring it up to you, right?
Yeah. He's like, hey, you're gonna have to talk to the guy that also does a top 5 thing.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and I was like,
That's right.
You want to do top 5 show?
Well, they have videos. They put out these videos.
So you love top 5s also.
Well,
there you go.
So he tried. I'm just choking now.
Do you need the Heimlich or something?
Top 5 choking scenes.
I got nervous because I was like, "Oh no, we're both into the top 5 thing." But yeah, this is Kumail. Yeah.
This is not the guy I was thinking of, but I know who that is. But I'm maybe. Oh, I think I have his name
thinking
wrong.
of Kumar?
Kumar.
Yeah.
That's
Harold and Kumar.
Harold and Kumar.
Yes, Cal Penn.
Cal Penn.
You know,
thank
that's
you.
a great one that you brought up. I'm a big fan of him. I thought
Yeah.
maybe he was hosting the Daily Show a little bit. He's
Yeah,
very
right.
smart.
Yes, he is.
Very
yeah.
smart.
Yeah.
So I'm a big fan of him. Those are all great ones. Aziz is great.
Oh yes, he's fantastic.
Yeah.
So I didn't know you were going to be here tonight. Like, I would love to put that together, like some kind of top 5 challenge. We have the top 5 hosts here.
Yeah, if you guys want to do
be
it,
some kind of battle.
I can come back after I put a piece of gum in my mouth because I'm choking right now.
Are you still choking?
I just like
It's a smoke in New York City, right? That's
all the weed smoke now.
Yeah. So
And
that would be fun.
Yeah, I love doing top 5s and We had a show called Top Fives.
Different, just a different.
Yeah.
He was like, hey, you're gonna, and I was like, listen,
I'm not-
sounds different.
Yeah.
Sounds super different.
Same but different.
We should have. I could be on your show and do a top fives. You come on my show and do a top fives. I haven't done a top fives episode in quite a while.
Oh.
So it'd be awesome to do that with
Do you do your podcast here or virtual?
I do it virtual on Zoom because I live about an hour and change away. I live out east, like Riverhead area, so it's a hike to get out here. But I love coming out here when I am here. It's
cool.
awesome. But yeah, so I do a lot of it on Zoom. So if you ever need to Zoom in, we could have you on Conversations, which is my regular kind of podcast. We have to have a conversation. And then top fives is when we could find a topic and kind of go through it all. And
yeah, let's do it. I can. I mean, definitely. I could bring my co-hosts on for the top 5 ones.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, bring Amanda.
Now, what? You're originally from the Boston area, correct?
Originally, yep.
So, all right, top 5 Boston comedians.
Well, Lenny Clark. Lenny Clark's got to be number 1, just because he's a legend, and Lenny Clark did so much for the Boston scene. Then I would say Jimmy Tingle. He might be like number 6, maybe. But I would definitely go Bill Burr, Patrice O'Neill. Bobcat Goldthwait. He's kind of came up to San Francisco, but he started in Boston. Joe Rogan started in Boston.
Yeah, a lot of people did.
Yeah, Boston. Wow. Boston has a lot of heavy hitters.
There's a shit. You see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, top 5 Long Island comedians. Go.
There, 2 of them are sitting right here.
Good answer.
You don't want to piss off anyone who's on the lineup.
Just name anybody that's here tonight or that you worked with this weekend.
Yeah.
You spent
it's
the
hard
weekend
to know
here.
who's actually from originally. Sometimes I don't know who's originally from Long Island,
Yeah,
right?
true.
And then maybe, but yeah, I'm liking the Long Island scene. It's fun.
Yeah,
It's super
that's right.
fun.
We talked about that last night. I had the honor of hosting your very first show here at Governors.
Yeah,
which I'm kind of proud of.
Yeah,
So you're
that
fresh
was so fun.
on the
You did
island?
So good.
Yeah, that's awesome that Tony, I don't want to steal your thunder, Tony Walker.
Yeah, he was waiting for some validation.
Yeah,
there. I saw a little tear come
in
out.
in mine, I think when you blow up,
I saw that. Yeah.
Tony discovered you. As far as
that selfie.
Oh, when you go back out there, say to Joe Cavella, "Hey, didn't you start out in here?" Yeah, because I want to take credit because he just opened up for Dice the other night.
Yeah,
that's what I was hearing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Joe
Is he walking up there? Is he saying that to everybody? Hi, I'm
No,
Joe. He
someone
opened up
said-
for Dice.
No, he does. He seems more humble.
He's very
than
humble.
that.
No, he's a great guy.
Yeah.
He's a really great guy.
No.
And he's only, 22 or something?
3 years
23.
in, he's only got 3 years under his belt.
Yeah.
in comedy. And
Does that make you mad when you hear that? Like, no, I've been fucking working harder. I've been working longer. Fuck him.
I've been at it about a few years too.
Right.
Yeah.
You're
So
like, I came up in the Boston scene.
I know.
Son of a bitch.
I feel a little bit sometimes late to the game. So.
Do you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but you had a real life before comedy. You
sure.
were in the the corporate world. You were working
I was,
hard.
Yeah.
What were you doing in the corporate world?
I worked in the healthcare industry.
Oh, wow.
I talk a little bit about it on stage.
Yeah.
And,
Oh yeah, you did mention the healthcare industry on stage last night.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Yeah, I was like talking to a bunch of people who probably think therapy's stupid. So.
But this is way more fun. Comedy's way more fun.
And I was like, do I need to repeat the punchlines?
Yeah, they were. Yeah, they were.
There was this one particular guy, though, if you guys remember. He was amazing.
Oh, yeah?
Prime rib guy?
Oh, prime rib guy was... prime rib guy. Prime rib. Like, what? Just like, with no filter. Just
Right.
say, hey, Christmas. Prime rib. Yeah, I was like, what?
What is your name, sir? Prime rib.
That's
And then, I don't know if you noticed, his wife or significant other just like all of a sudden got hyper.
Oh, that was Prime Rib's
Like-
wife? That was yelling all night?
And
I didn't.
Right at the end, she gets all of a sudden.
She just
wasn't-
wouldn't shut
I don't
up.
know if she wasn't there initially or the wine started hitting her.
That's my guess. Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
so-
towar's Adam's
Gable.
set
It
where
was the
where she
end of
really
Gable.
So I
started
was like, okay,
screaming.
and I'm
yeah.
talking to Irene in the back. I was like, all right, let me see if I can talk to her a little bit. Yeah.
Irene came out gun blazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She went right for her.
Yes, she
Put a
did.
dick in your mouth, sweetie. I was like, wow.
I might have missed that because I'm walking down.
Yeah.
And, oh, my
yeah.
God.
Oh yeah, it was one of the first things she said when she
Yeah.
went on stage.
I was like, hey, don't worry. I'll try to tame her. Down. Didn't need to.
That was great.
Yeah.
I thought it was a great show. It was one of those nights where I was kind of questioning the audience, like, well, what are you guys missing here? What's going
It
on?
was an older crowd for sure. A lot
Yeah.
of older people.
Yeah.
I saw at one point Irene Bremis was talking about Whores for God, horse for Jesus. I'm a whore for Jesus. And people started getting up, walking out.
I did see that, yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Read the room a little bit.
Yeah, and then there was a moment, remember, there was like, everyone's like, I've been married for 54, 55,
Right.
56. I was like, calm down. All right. 59. They woke up.
Yeah.
They were sleeping. 59. I was like, oh, jeez.
That one couple seemed upset when they lost. You're like, no, you.
Yes.
Yeah, they were what? I was like, what? So back to the comedy show.
It's like, it's not a prize, sir.
Yeah.
It's not an auction either. I
Yeah.
hear 60 anybody. Do I hear 60?
I know. I was like, this is not a goddamn auction. But hey, let's keep going, I guess. I'm like, all right, you pushed it.
But speaking of marriages, you brought your husband with you last night.
He came last night. He was like, oh, it'd be fun to check out the theater. Yeah, so he was supportive. Yeah, he came.
How does he come to your shows often? Or?
Comes like select ones.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, it's a drag.
That theater.
You know,
was-
you get tired of hearing me. He's probably tired of hearing me talk about Dave. You know, so
right.
Yeah, he's like, okay. Did he really take your name, Dave? Dave, is that true?
Well, I joke that he suggested it. You know,
Right,
so
right.
and but we always joke about it. I didn't change my last name,
Right.
and so, but that was the whole premise. I started getting tired of people coming up to me like for basically since I'm so like if you change your last name. You should, you know. I was like, all right, I got it. I know the joke. So I was like, I'm going to tell.
I've never heard that before.
I was like, so I needed to add it to my. It's kind of still. I would say like it's not that part that all Dave, like double the privilege or whatever.
Right. Yeah, that's all good stuff.
Yeah, I was like, that's. I would say a little bit fresher because I was like literally like I don't need you guys to tell me how that would work. They'd be like they thought they were geniuses.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he did it. I was like, yep. Got it. Let me tell it now. Yeah, but
it's just like those people that will put this in your act, and they tell you the stupidest shit.
Yeah,
and you just want to smack them.
Yeah.
Well, I was just telling somebody about Charles Schultz, who created the Peanuts.
Yeah.
How he would never take any suggestions from anyone. Actually, would get mad if you said something like, "Hey, Snoopy should do this." He'll be like, "Shut up, Snoopy's mine." Nobody. So like every comic strip is 100%. Charles Schultz.
Wow.
He doesn't. He refused, and not only refused, would get annoyed if anyone came to him with an idea. And I can kind of understand that to a degree, because, like you're saying, you don't want people adding on. Hey, it'd be funny if you did that. You're like, oh god.
Yeah.
Let me write the jokes, please.
Yeah. Right. No, it was more like even pre-stand up, like life circumstance, where they thought they just. I was like, yeah, you guys should try the comedy stuff. Right. Thank you.
Please, you try. Let me know how it works out.
Yeah. Nah, it's fine. I think some people actually don't believe me either that I'm married to a Dave.
Oh, yeah, right.
One time at a show in New York, I just decided it was a pretty packed room, so I was like, do you guys believe me? I was like, and they're like, some half audience was like, no. And I go, all right, well, if you don't believe me, I was like, hey, Dave, do you mind standing up real quick? And he was in the back, and he didn't know I was going to do that. And,
that's great.
Yeah, and everyone was like, that's Dave. And so,
hi, Dave.
Yeah.
And how is he? What's it like when he comes? Does he give you like input and stuff, or are you the same with him? Hey, you're not the comedy guy. Get out of here.
No, I mean, I think I respect his sense of. Can I just
you are
grab
choking.
Yeah,
Yeah,
go
of
ahead.
course. Wow.
Sorry.
All right.
No, it's all right.
Problem, no problem.
Shivani Dave is dying.
Yeah, we need them. She needs gum or something. I think she said.
Well, I don't know. She's got a water. She's chewing gum, so I don't know. Is she going to spit the gum out? Is that what it is?
Maybe. I'm not 100% sure.
Our buddy Brian.
She needs a lozenge.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what's going on. Our buddy Brian's been lurking in the hallway there.
Yeah, he's probably filming everybody today.
That's my guess. I haven't seen Brian in months.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to hear what he's got going on.
No, this is a cool night. A lot
see,
of,
look,
lot
did
of
you
good
see
comics. Who?
A thumbs
it
up
happened
just
again?
pumped up.
And we didn't
Just
even do
pumped up.
anything.
We didn't do anything.
Wow.
Allergies.
No worries.
Oh, okay. So that's what was. All right. I wasn't sure if you were going to spit something out because you had the water here. Like we didn't know what was going on. Okay.
No, sorry about that.
No, it's all right. But we're just happy you lived.
Yeah, there you go. What was your question?
I don't remember.
Okay.
So
He has a good sense of humor.
How long have you been here on Long Island? When did you make the move from Boston to here?
I lived in New York City for like 5 years.
Okay, and you've been doing comedy ever for the whole 5?
Not the whole time. No, I was working in the health tech world, and they were pretty good. New York City has a pretty vibrant. I started doing sketch writing at Magnet Theater, and I was always writing screenplays and pilots.
Oh wow!
Still working on that stuff.
That's cool.
And trying to get some of these things going as well in parallel to stand up. And then stand-up kind of was like a thing I told Tony, like a friend pushed me in, and I was always writing. So that always helped kind of kickstart it.
So you work the city clubs a lot?
Yeah.
Has being in the comedy world, has that helped get scripts out, or are you making any
definitely
connections?
has helped
Yeah, I would
get
think so.
visibility into
Networking.
and people, like really smart people willing to read things and
Right.
encouraging me, and I've had some really I've been really grateful for that. Yeah,
Because that's, I'm happy to hear that, because it used to be, years ago, and you can verify this. You used to hear about all these guys that this guy went to a club and he's a big executive of some sort, and he saw Jimmy Fallon on stage and signed that kid. Right?
Yeah.
You don't really hear those stories anymore. So I'm happy that, and I'd hope that it even happens for you. But it's nice to know that they're still out there and you can still kind of make connections through the comedy world.
Yeah, who knows these days? Like with social media, I don't know how people get picked up, but I mean, I just try to just keep writing, and I feel like if I have those things going and keep doing the stand-up, they kind of support each other.
Right,
just constant writing.
Have you tried filming a pilot, like independently?
I'm doing through with some other trying to work on a little web series right now.
Oh,
with,
okay, cool.
Kind of with my co-producer Amanda,
right?
And so that's in the works right now.
Nice.
So she comes more from the film directing world.
Oh, is that right?
So it's kind of like a nice collaboration.
Have you started shooting anything yet?
We shot something small. Yeah.
So are we getting an exclusive right now? Is this the first time you're telling the world that it's coming?
Well, yeah. Next time. So when we come on, Amanda and I, we can talk about it.
Give us the elevator.
I want to let her talk about it too.
Cool.
But,
Give us the elevator pitch. What's this about?
I will when Amanda and I come on. But I'll tell you, the first one that we're working on has to do with tennis a little bit.
Right.
So it's a different skill sets thing. But
she was a fantastic tennis player.
Really?
Yeah. I played in college. I talk about it a little bit on stage.
Wow.
And then. But that was just what fueled it a little bit, because a particular well-known comic wanted to tap into that a little bit. So yeah, we'll see. Like, it's very fresh. So once maybe by the time we do your top 5 thing, we can talk a little more about
very
it.
Cool. So
it's like all that little things we're just doing from ground up and working on. And,
there's a well-known comic who's a tennis player.
Someone who wanted to play a little tennis. Yeah.
Can you name the name, or was that on hold right now?
Oh, I mean, it's not a big deal. We'll talk about it later. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. I feel bad because Amanda should be able to talk about it too. So, that's an example of something we're working on, and then where we actually got behind the camera. With her skill set, we got a little crew, and then just keep writing some other stuff that I'm working on. So
okay.
Do you guys write and you're besides stand up? Yeah,
Don does. He writes a lot actually.
Nice.
Yeah,
we write and produce films. We put out a couple of short films already. Kind of got in the festival circuit and stuff like that. All of our stuff revolves around pretty much this club and stand up comedy and stuff like that. So send me your reel. We'll give you a what do you call? We'll. Have you audition? No, I'm just kidding. I would love to have you do something with you. It would be great to work with you.
Yeah, I mean,
Absolutely.
I'm no actor, so I this is what you got.
Yeah,
I'm terrible at it.
I don't believe that for a second.
Whenever I'm casting, I always try to cast to the personality. So if I wanted you in a piece, I would write the character to you.
If somebody's choking and dying,
then I know exactly who it is.
Embarrassed.
And I know in the writer to have lots of gum standing by.
I know. It's the freaking weather, It's like, oh, it's hot. Oh, it's cold.
It is
crazy weird, time.
I'm like getting allergies. I was like, gosh,
60
so
degrees
irritating.
today. 60 degrees today.
Yeah.
Was it? Yeah, it was beautiful out there.
Yeah. Wow. I know. I feel like an old woman since I was 18. Just been popping the Prilosec, So, so it's annoying, but no, that's really cool that you. So what kind of things do you work on? What's your specialty, and what do you like to shoot, I guess?
I like to do stories about comedians mainly, but I write all kinds of stuff. I wrote another project called Porters, which is about janitors that work in the health industry that work in the hospital.
Oh, awesome! Okay.
And
that's
when
a
I
good
was
angle,
when I was younger, that's what I did, and worked in a nursing home. So I've seen a lot. There's so much meat on the bone in those types of places, because there's the good, the bad, the ugly. There's really funny stuff, but there's really also some really humanity going on in there, especially in the nursing homes.
Yeah.
But so I like to pull from all different types of situations. But
have you casted Tony?
Yeah.
Have I what?
Oh, of course.
Oh, okay. I was like, did you cast you?
Oh, yeah. Yes, he has.
We just shot Tony's one of the stars of all of my films.
Wow.
Yeah, he plays.
Well, yeah, that's my background. I've done a lot of acting.
You do method? Are you in character all the time?
Yes.
Yes.
He's in character right now.
Yeah, I know. We don't know the real Tony, right?
He's working on a role
That's
right
right.
now.
Yeah.
That's right. See, he's finding his zen.
I know. The camera for me, like, I'm so used to live, right? Like, play tennis in front of a bunch of people. You do stand up, that's different.
Yeah.
And someone tells, "Here's a camera," and I'm like, I just start to go.
Some people, they feel awkward once the
clam
camera's
up.
on them.
So just someone, who's like able to just be like, "Hey, just chill out, be yourself." Then I'm like, okay, I got okay.
When you write, do you write always for the funny, or do you write for sometimes for, like, I guess the deeper, like find the empathy there, or find a deep moment, or like some kind of message, or how does your mind work when you're writing?
Probably more like it's inspired by the latter, like to just find that deeper meaning story and then punch it and make it funny, because more things I write are dramedies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and well, that's what I like to do, and I do like that story of. Was a narrative. I kind of even probably treat like my stand-up sets like that too. A little bit of a narrative. You know?
Sure.
Do you, when you write, and I ask this of most writers whenever I talk to them, do you know where it's going when you're writing, or is it kind of like your mind takes over and it's almost like a chat GBT in your brain? All of a sudden, it's like the characters come to life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know. It might be a combo. Sometimes it's okay. I know these are the certain scenes I want to make sure come across, and then in between. What I do like a little bit of structure, so starting with the like treatment and going from there and kind of building. I
wish I was
breakdown.
like that sometimes.
But do you guys ever have? I've had that where when I've written a little bit, but where you have those moments where it's just like flowing out and you just keep going. That's the best thing in the world, man.
It's so good when
I love when that
mind
happens.
opens up and you get in that flow state, and you actually just like I said, something else is telling a story almost. It's like, that's why I say like ChatGPT. It's the easiest thing to compare it to nowadays. Back in the day, I didn't have that to compare it to, but it's like when you get in that flow state and you start writing, and all of a sudden everything starts happening, and then sometimes you put the characters into situations and you're like, oh shit, and then you got to get them, or you'll just say, oh, I know how to get out of this, and you create a new guy.
Right.
This guy will get him out of it, or he meets this person, and but there's also writers like how you're describing yourself that are structured, have an outline, kind of know where it's going to go before it goes, and there's a part of me that sometimes that wishes I could be more like that, because sometimes you get yourself into a situation, in a pickle, where you don't know how to end it.
Right. Yeah. I mean, yeah. That is always fun. Making sure that ending. Oh, that's tough. Also, it's like just like the mini version of stand up. Like, okay, did that punch? Is that the right punch? Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. I when you find something, you're like, oh, thank God. I figured it out. You have no idea where it came from. You're like, oh God,
that's perfect. Right there.
Yeah.
I got landed with a punchline.
Oh man, so it's it's fun though. I mean, it's sometimes you write, you're like, wait, how did this come about?
Right.
Yeah,
sure.
You're like, all right, cool. I guess I did pretty good.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll put my stuff down and I wait a day or two and then I go back.
That's smart too.
And a lot of times I'm like, what the fuck was I thinking?
Or if you look at it like a year later, like
yes,
an old notebook, and you're like, oh shit, this is really good. I forgot about this.
I have a comedy troupe. We do dinner theater, like audience interactive comedic murder mystery shows.
Oh,
she'd be good for that too.
She would be good for that.
Really?
I've been doing that for my own business for a little over 20, but I've been in that world for almost 30. But I've written scripts 20 years ago for these shows. I still. Like, here I am 20 years later, I'm like, yeah, that's not working so much. And the cast gets mad at me, so I'm like, we're changing this.
Is this live?
Oh, yeah, it's theater. Theater.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
yeah.
Where do you do it normally?
We travel all over the place.
Wow.
Yeah. That's where the name of the show, Knockem Dead Comedy, that's where it comes from.
Oh, we didn't talk about that. I didn't know that.
That's the name of the troupe.
Ah,
right.
okay.
Yeah.
So where do you do it locally? Like
here.
Really?
Yeah.
But restaurants all over the place.
Yeah, there's a place out in Patcho called That Meatball Place. We're going to be there in December. We're going to be at McGuire's also in December. We were just at the brokerage
good
about
for
a
you.
month
We
ago.
never talked. That's so great.
Yeah, and that's the bulk of my writing, just simple.
So you write, and then is there improv too, or?
Oh, I encourage the actors. It's not improv, but the lines don't have to be verbatim.
Oh,
so
okay.
have fun with it. I tell them all the time. have fun with it, just be able to bring it back so we know where we are.
Yeah.
That's all. And I've had some comedians jump in because they have the timing, they know how to deliver a line, so the comedy experience really helps.
It would be fun to see your show, yeah.
You'd be more than welcome to come check us out.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
That.
Yeah, I love it.
And they do include the audience.
It's audience interactive from beginning to end. Yeah, yeah. It's a lot of we have a great time. It's a lot of fun. But yeah. So anyway, yeah. So sorry to your point. Yeah, I'm still all these years later. I'm still making changes, adding things, removing things. It never ends.
That's how they say, like a painter who's like painting.
Yeah,
never knows when to end it, like when to stop. That's the hardest part. Is
never
saying
satisfied.
They're saying it's finished. It's a real artist's work is never completed. It's the old saying.
Are you from Newport?
No, but I went there kind of from like my honeymoon.
I was just there.
Yeah, it's awesome there, isn't it?
In October, there's the Rogue Island Comedy Fest.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It was really great. Newport's and they actually have the Tennis Hall of Fame.
Yeah, that's right. You would love it. It's a lot of tennis and a lot of rowing going on over there. I think the Kennedys were big in that area back in the day. But did you do the walk? Did you have time to do that?
I've
walk?
done it before.
That cliff walk.
I've been we did it briefly this time, and then one time when my husband and I lived in Boston before New York, and I've moved around a lot. So I never lived in Boston right out of college. I went to Illinois, and then I went to California, and then I finally made it back to Boston. But we would go take little fun New England trips, right? Newport is a great. That's cool. That's a good honeymoon.
Dude, that cliff walk is crazy.
I remember you telling me about it.
I thought it was going to be just a nice like a paved walk around the cliffs. Because there's a little piece of it that's like that, but then it gets into some crazy stuff, rocks and peaks and valleys, little tunnels, all kinds of crazy stuff. It's awesome though.
Well, they have that in Hawaii too. The road to Hana. Anybody familiar with that? I do not recommend it. It's terrible.
It's terrible.
It's 8 hours, and it's just like that. It's cliffs and ask anybody that's honeymoon or vacation in Hawaii. Most people have done it. It's scary as shit, man.
This was scary too. Yeah.
Yeah, I did not enjoy a second of it.
Were you scared of heights?
No. I'm a retired phone company guy. I used to put the poles in, climb poles.
Serious?
Oh yeah.
I gotta do that.
Wow.
That's right. I'm a real man. But so I'm not scared of heights at all. But but this was scary. This was scary.
Wow.
You mentioned the Boston area. I think we talked about that when you were in here, right? Did you live in Hingham or near Hingham?
I grew up in Concord, Mass.
And that's right next to Hingham,
It's
I think?
not exactly.
Oh, okay.
Concord's like 30 minutes from the city, northwest.
Right.
It's where
near Salem?
It's where the American Revolutionary War started.
Yeah.
So you can imagine it's a pretty diverse town.
Right.
So no, not at all.
Oh,
but
didn't Hingham come up though when we were talking?
It's not very diverse at all. No, I did. So, I guess my sarcasm was way too subtle.
No, that's great.
Yeah, oopsies. That's not going to work on your murder mystery.
Sorry. You know where is diverse though?
Or see, this is why I can't. Too sarcastic, too subtle. They were like, "Yep, that makes sense."
I've been to the most diverse place in Massachusetts though, P-Town or whatever.
Yep, P-Town's great. Right on the tip.
Yes.
Right on the tip.
And that's where the real place where the Pilgrims landed. I heard it wasn't really Plymouth Rock.
Oh, really?
Landed there first. Yeah, and then Plymouth Rock was kind of like a metaphor, like, it sounded better.
It's like a Columbus situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Hey, I'm in India. Yeah.
Those Pilgrims are messed up.
Yeah.
They brought the witches' trials and all that stuff.
Yeah,
There's all of them. And a lot of... Massachusetts has a lot of history, man.
So like Irene from last night, she grew up in Lexington. So there's the battle, there was the battle where Paul Revere said the British are coming.
Yeah.
And then they kind of did that battle road to Lexington from Concord. So that's pretty good history for me. That's it. Don't ask any more follow-up questions.
Nothing about the Tea Party?
But there's a quick funny story where you can go into Concord and go to North Bridge, and there's actual actors. We're talking about that, right?
Yeah.
There's actual actors who will put on the colonial garb and actually. And so sometimes when we have friends, family from India, come visit, we'll go and say, hey, you got to check out. This is a historical site. So I go, and I'm going with my cousins, and I see someone from high school acting.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, hey, Anna. She's like, no, I'm not Anna. I was like, what? is this
Wow, that's deep
nonsense?
into character.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's-
she's like, no, what? Who is Hannah? And I'm
That's
like,
some simulation
Yeah, first of all,
stuff.
I don't know what accent this is, but
Did she contact you
Wow.
like later on saying?
no,
"It's good to see
she's
you."
dead to me.
Well, yeah, because she's not Anna anymore.
Literally.
Yeah, she is now whoever
I was
that
like-
character is.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, she's like, I had 12 kids. Half of them got typhoid, right? Like,
You're like, good.
yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah.
Like, I'm sorry to hear that, Anna. I'm not Anna, I said.
Yeah, I was like, I tried, and I was like, you know what? Not cool. This is very embarrassing for me. Yeah, I was like, you know who I am.
Can I get a selfie?
I was the only brown chick that grew up. You know exactly who I am, Anna.
You know what?
Yeah. I was like, this is ridiculous. Yeah.
Brown chick.
Yeah.
And by the way, I thought the accent was fine.
Okay.
Don't beat yourself up.
I thought it was Anna first. You're a very good actress.
Oh my God.
I was convinced it was Anna.
Yeah. Just like you guys thought Concord is super diverse. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
if I
we're not
ever
gonna
do
let
go,
that
it's
down.
Concord, not Concord.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure I say it right.
Whatever
'cause
you
the-
want.
the
I'm
locals
not
will
the
be
defender of Concord.
It's Concord, idiot. It's
Yeah,
Concord.
Concord. That's better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the other thing people ask me, like, why don't I used to do a joke, but why don't you have a Boston accent? Why would I have a Boston accent? I grew up with Indian parents who immigrated.
Right.
I didn't grow up with people with a Boston accent. And so why, it's like, you don't, I'm like, yeah. So I had a bit in my, it was one of an early joke I wrote, and I was like, I think it's too offensive. So I just took it out. Yeah. So I didn't do it. But yeah, so it's, yeah, go to Concord.
I want to go to Concord.
It's a good town. It's a fun town to visit. And you can hang out in Boston and do like the Freedom Trail. Have you hung out, you guys?
I haven't been. I've been there when I was a little kid. I want to go in my adult life where I could appreciate it,
Yeah.
like and do like the Paul Revere Trail and
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff, and Tea Party and all those types of things. And I want to go to Salem too. Those are my two
See,
bucket
you would
lists.
know. I don't know. Like that's not. I don't have expertise on that. Like I said, what I gave you is like we'll stay there. Yeah, but if you
I
start
hear
asking
ya.
me about the Salem witch,
Well, that's going to be our top
gotta
five.
go.
when
Yeah,
we do a top,
yeah.
top 5 Salem witch trials.
I know. I'm like, oh my God, I'm Anna. Yeah.
Do you know one
Yeah.
thing I know about the Salem witch trials? A lot of people think that the witches were burned at the stake. That's a myth. Not one was burned. Not in Massachusetts.
Okay.
They were
You're teaching me something.
Yeah, they were hung.
Yeah.
So that makes it a
Ah,
little better.
jeez. Yeah. Yeah.
No, they were hung, and they only killed the ones that refused to admit that they were witches. So if you said, okay, I'm like on trial, and go, I am a witch.
Yeah.
They'll let you live, but you'll have to go to jail for. And their prisons were not nice prisons. They were
Yeah.
like mud floors, wet and damp.
Wow, this is a.
Yeah, he's well versed in his
I like
this,
witch trial.
I was very interested in the whole witch thing.
Were you? Can a male be a witch?
I could be a Wiccan.
A Wiccan.
Or a
Okay.
wizard, maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
I got fascinated with it when I was writing for the magazines. And do you ever hear the band Godsmack? They were around back in the day,
Okay,
like in
sounds
the
familiar,
early
yeah.
2000s, like a heavy metal band. So I talked to him, and his name's Sully, and he is a Wiccan. So that's when I got fascinated with it, and kind of that's how come I know this
I feel
stuff.
like, yeah, to get fast, you kind of have to like know someone personally to be like, oh, it's real.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
exactly,
I'm still
yes.
not. I'm still like, okay.
I asked him,
Yeah,
I
I'm
said,
like,
what's
is
with
this-
this witchcraft stuff? Like, do you make spells and stuff? He's like, there's that too, but we're really all about nature. And he was from Massachusetts, had a thick Boston accent. He's like, we're all about nature. So we don't really believe in a god, but we believe more like in a mother nature where there's like, you know, you pray to like the sun and the stars and all shit. And I was just like, okay.
So it's like a religion in a way.
It is religion, yeah.
Yeah.
So their religion is basically more what I got out of Sully that day. And this is all the way back in like the early 2000s. Stuck with me, but it's more they worship nature.
Yeah.
You know, which sounds
Yeah.
like, you know, not as crazy as being a witch.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Yeah, when you say witch, you think evil spirits and
like
yeah.
stew.
Yeah, right.
Well, I haven't seen the movie Wicked yet.
No, well,
Heard it's great.
Oh, really? Yeah. Oh, is it out? Oh,
Yeah,
for some
with
reason I thought it was
Ariana
not.
Grande.
I saw the play. Have you seen the play?
Not yet, which is really pathetic on my part. I need
No, I'm
to
with
go.
you. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, but I heard the movie is fantastic.
Really?
I'd love to see the movie. I like the songs.
Yeah.
I
it's
do
great.
think she's talented. Like Ariana Grande. What was the TV show she was in as a kid? I thought she was funny on it.
Not Clarice.
Victorious.
Victorious.
Oh wow, I don't know that.
Oh, you don't know Victorious?
That Ariana Grande was in?
Yeah,
She
this was
was
before
like-
she blew up.
Was it like a Disney thing?
third or fourth bill.
Not Disney. It was a Nickelodeon thing.
And she wasn't even the star.
Right, yeah.
She was like
No, she was a pretty electric voice. But then the main, I don't know the name of the actress that stars in it too.
Yeah,
I've seen some clips. I mean, her voice is amazing too.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I got to see this film because I love the play. I saw it.
Do you guys have kids?
Recently.
Oh, yeah. Donna has 18.
Yeah. Oh.
I have quite a few.
You were like back in the 70s, in the 1776.
Yeah. I'm Protestant. No, I'm just, what were those old Protestants? Those the Pilgrims. Protestants was a crazy religion.
Yeah.
Those people are like strict, super strict. But no, I have
Your daughters. I was going to ask because you could go and watch Wicked with them.
Yeah.
That could be a little outing.
Yes.
Well,
yeah.
That'd be great.
Grandkids. He has
I have two
grandkids.
I started
wait,
young.
You're young.
Yeah, I started as a teenager. I had my first two. They're in their 30s now. My boy and my girl. And now my daughter is like 34, and she has 2 little grandkids now. So she has 2 children. They're my grandchildren. So yeah. Shout out to Emma and Abby if they're watching. But
Hi, Em and Abby.
Let me take this opportunity then. This is a perfect segue. So his grandkids call him Pappy.
Okay.
So Pappy has taken it upon himself so you were just on the show with me this past Monday. We were promoting Pappy Sill has written some comic book coloring books. And at the time you were saying that they're coming out soon, didn't have any dates. You said there was even so we had advanced copies of 2 of them. Then he said that there was a Christmas one coming out soon.
Christmas one came out first.
The very next day on Amazon, there's the Christmas one.
So I'm making coloring books.
Yeah. So now there's 3 available. I just got the other 2 today.
Are you a graphic designer too?
Well, kind of. So I do some graphics for my day job, but I'm mainly a video producer and editor. But I know how to do Photoshop, and then with the help of AI and then just my ideas, I was able to kind of create these coloring books. And I also want to create a children's book that I'm working on too, all inspired with the grandkids. It's just me trying to impress my grandkids. Like, hey, look what Pappy got.
Oh, look at this. I just happened to look at my phone. John Rusiello ordered them too.
Nice.
And he's got them.
That's amazing.
So here, show the pictures of my coloring books.
So yeah, I'll show it to Shivani first.
So those are my line of coloring books. It's all critters.
Crew rap stars.
Yeah.
That's cute.
Yeah, so I'm making the little
Oh my God, I love that lion. That's
yeah. So I got all these
and the critter comics
and critter comedians, and I'm gonna do another critter comedian one where I want to actually kind of emulate. I love rodents, the critters, all different types of rodents, not just like rats and mice, but also like beavers and there's all kinds of different muskrats and all kinds of little rodents that I like.
Every time you say critter, I think you're saying critter. Are you about to say Criticost? You know Greg Criticost, the comedian?
Greg Criticost.
He's a dick. Don't worry about it.
All right, cool.
I'm kidding.
I'm never going to think about him again. Yeah.
He's a
yeah.
Greek guy. He talks like this. He talks like
yeah.
But yeah, so I'm doing the coloring books too. So if you want to get a copy,
oh man,
let me know. I'll hook you up.
Yeah, no, that's very cool.
I'm doing my next one is critter witches.
I mean, it makes sense after all this obsession. You know?
I know, right?
Critter witches from Concord.
He might be. Yeah, he might be the next Wiccan. You know?
Yeah, I'm a little scared.
Don the Wiccan, Sully and Dawn hit the streets. Wiccan it.
Shout out to Sully Erna.
I love that.
Yeah.
Hi, Laura Patton.
Hi. How's it going?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you guys kick me out whenever. I'll just,
You can hang all night. If you're all right with us letting some of the other guys in, but you can hang as long as you want.
Tell me if I'm killing the vibe,
No,
not
at all.
Yeah, exactly. You're killing the vibe.
Yeah.
So your family's still in Massachusetts? You go back and visit a lot?
Yeah, I do. I definitely do. A close family, so try to be there often to help out with family stuff, and yeah.
So hey, that's what I wanted to ask you. Tell us. In your act, you talk about your mom going to strip clubs. Where did that come from? Is that true?
Yeah.
Like, really?
Yeah, I didn't get to it today. They were too into the big tit stuff. So, no. So, okay. So, for real, I genuinely don't make up anything. A lot of people are like, I'm like, I don't know how you make up. How would you make up that?
Right.
Yeah, true. Right. Yeah.
So it's almost like too ridiculous that I guess every joke I do, I'd be like, this is true. This has to do the Kevin Hart thing. True story.
Yeah,
true story. He'll go true story, but then talk about a raccoon tapping on a window. And you're like, no, that's not a true story. No, so there's a strip club. It's what inspired the joke. There's a strip club named the Golden Banana in Saugus, Massachusetts. So what she would do when people from like her sisters would visit, and I think we were young kids. I have an older brother. My dad would say, "Hey, go have fun with your sisters. Go have fun with your friends," and they would go to ladies' night at the Golden Banana. And it's like, so yeah, was she going every night? No, but yeah.
But she was loving it.
And she talks about it, and I didn't believe her at first, just like you guys don't believe me.
I believe you.
Yeah, no, like, well, you know.
Yeah. What did she say? Like when you asked her about it?
She just would start telling the story, and she would just say, "Yeah, it's So one time, and I got her a little, but yeah, she just said, and then my aunts validated it. So I heard my uncle validated it from California, and I was like, wait, what's going on? What's happening here? This is weird. Yeah, and I was like, all right, do you mind if this is funny.
We're going to talk about this on stage.
This is ridiculous. And she's another person that if she's in the audience, especially like if she's at a Boston show or something, I will go. If you guys don't believe me, Tony, you know,
right.
The Golden Banana Queen is right here.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's sometimes she gets a little more attention too after the show than I do. Just like Dave too. It's like, why? You know, I'm just putting these guys on a platform.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. You're making them into characters into your act that people want to now meet because they're real?
Yeah, so it's definitely true. So, yeah, Golden Banana, guys.
When's the last time she's been there? Does she still go?
That's a good question. I don't know. It's probably been a bit. It's probably been a while.
So you
think? I'll get texts from people now, like friends are like, dude, I just drove by the Golden Banana. Thought of you. It's like, thanks.
The Golden Banana is in Concord?
Saugus, Mass. Saugus, Danvers, because both towns next. Yeah, I think it technically.
All right.
But and then we grew up. It's near. And I guess my family grew up going to this place called Prince Pizzeria, and it's a very like an original like immigrant Italian family started this pizzeria. For some reason, my parents in the 70s, when they immigrated here, gravitated towards this because they were one of the only pizzerias that would make fresh garlic and jalapeno pizza.
Oh, wow.
And they wanted spicy pizza.
Yeah,
We're Indian, right?
Yeah.
And my dad started vibing with the Italian owner, and that's attached, if you guys have heard, to a comedy club called Giggles.
Yes.
So they're attached to each other.
Oh, wow. Okay. It all comes back to comedy.
So you just see a flood of Indians now. So like, and now they say the British are coming.
Right.
They're like, oh no, the Indians are coming, and they're gonna complain about everything. You know, so like, hey, can I get it like this? Or can I get And so now they put an Indian flag on the Prince Pizzeria.
Wow, that's awesome.
It's a pretty cool story. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
and I
still
try to go back there. Yeah.
And how did is it welcome? Like, do you get people that like get mad over the flag? Like,
Not that I've seen. I think. Maybe secretly.
Yeah. Why? Because I live just one town over from here. It's a town called Hicksville. And it's gotten maybe the past 20 years or so has really gotten a big, and I'm going to be totally politically incorrect here. Indian, is that, that's a proper term? All right, forgive me, I wasn't sure what it was. But it's...
I'm just curious what other terms he was thinking of.
Well, well, it used to be, like 20 years ago, it used to be like Middle Eastern. That was the acceptable term. It's not so much anymore.
Well, it's different. Like, Middle Eastern would include various different countries, right?
Right.
And technically, just geographically, India is not really considered Middle Eastern. It's considered South Asian. So South Asia has India, Bengal, or Bangladesh, or like, so, and then there's East Asian. So that's, so just more geographically, where is it located? Yeah.
But yeah, but it's nice because they're totally, they're welcome. They're the nicest people. There's a stretch of road, one of the main strips that goes through Hicksville. It's nothing but Indian restaurants and Indian churches and know Indian stores.
Yeah.
And even, a lot of our neighbors now, which is, again, the nicest people. There are areas that aren't good, for various reasons. But, sometimes when they first started moving in, you would hear some people grumbling about it, But, again, then, it could be.
That's why I love when I moved to the South.
Yeah.
they were mad that I was there. And
Sure.
and I told them, and I was like, hey, you know what? I love it here. I'm going to tell all my friends. And then this Southern guy's like, please, you're just kidding, right, Don? I said, no, I'm really. We're all coming. This is
what is your heritage?
I'm born and raised here. I'm
Okay.
Long Islander, but I moved to North Carolina for about 12 years. A little bit of a
Which
culture
part of
shock.
North Carolina?
Well, I lived in Raleigh.
Okay. Yeah.
In the Triangle
I have
area.
family there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great town.
Yeah,
I love
I
it there.
have in-laws,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But when I first moved there, man, being a New York guy with a New York accent, this is in 2004. They were not happy about me being there. One guy's like, he's like, I knew you must have been a Northerner because every time a Northerner moves here, another pizza place opens up. So I leaned into him.
That's
and
a bad thing.
Yeah, I leaned into him and I said, it's because we won the war.
Just
awesome.
heightening the tension.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's the same day I
You
told
just
him.
have him try a pizza. It's like, and you're like, oh, how do you hate pizza?
Yes, exactly.
It's like
What's so bad about pizza?
Who
It's
hates
awesome.
pizza?
Yeah, and then
You hate pizza. There it is.
I do. I hate pizza.
Tell
Hate
me.
it.
You hate it. What do you hate about it?
I hate cheese.
Okay, are you vegan?
No.
he just doesn't like cheese. And
I hate cheese.
Do you like
and
sauce?
I'm Italian, but I.
Do you like the sauce?
No.
Have you offended everyone in your family?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Is this a singular thing? Is there
Yes.
anyone in your family that shares
No.
this?
No.
What's going on?
I'm just a freak.
You just
Yeah.
ever since you were a kid?
My whole life.
So
It's-
melted cheese, what is it? Like
It's gross to me.
it's gross to you.
Yeah.
So chicken parm.
No.
You'll never
Nope. And like you
I mean,
mentioned
I'm
sauce.
slightly.
like-
I'm not Italian, but I'm slightly offended. You know, like so. Like,
He has a very limited
a baby palate, basically.
Yeah, he
if
steaks
you
and hamburgers, right?
Yeah, meat and potatoes is
so no cheese on the burger.
no, and no ketchup. I don't like you mentioned sauce. Like I don't
So
like condiments.
So tell me, like Monday through Friday, what are you
Yeah.
eating every night? You're gonna do burgers every night?
Burgers or chicken or steak.
Burgers, chicken. How you preparing your chicken?
Just a chicken breast on the grill. Done.
Chicken. You gonna put like some flavor, salt,
No.
and pepper.
No.
Like any of that
This is
stuff.
very concerning as an Indian person. I'm now royally offended. You need some flavor, right? Do you agree?
I mean, I could.
Sorry.
I mean, yeah. Your apology accepted.
The best is
yeah.
we had a film festival in North Carolina, so I was like, oh, you going to my stomping grounds? I know he's not going to eat like the barbecue there and all the stuff that they have in
my
North
God,
Carolina.
yeah.
But tell about the roll, the buttered roll. You know how in New York, I think Boston too, you get a buttered roll.
Yeah.
It's like normal.
So we were leaving. No, we went to this film festival and we were leaving, and we wanted to hit the road. So we weren't going to sit down and have a nice breakfast. We just stopped. I think it was a gas station to get some, but it had a little restaurant. You know, you could
It was
buy
a
stuff.
Sheetz. You know the Sheetz gas stations? It's like a big gas station where you kind of walk in. They cook the order. It's like a deli.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Kind of, yeah. So I go to the counter. I said, I just take a buttered roll, you know, to go. And you want a what? I said, a buttered roll. You want a roll with butter? Yeah, buttered roll. This was my first time in North Carolina. This was about a year and a half ago. I had no idea.
But you did just want a butter roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The girl says to me, she goes, I'll have to go talk to my manager.
Nothing in it, right?
Yeah,
Right,
yeah, just
yeah.
a buttered roll.
Yeah.
So she said she has to go talk to her manager. So I'm like, is this a joke? I'm looking around. The manager comes out and he
Do you
goes,
have his back at all? No.
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 So the manager
it's
comes out.
embarrassing, yeah.
You
Yeah.
want a roll with butter? And I'm like, yeah. So he goes, all right, I'll put something together for you. And he disappears. So I'm waiting, and it's a digital menu board. Like it didn't have like the whole menu all over the top. Like it was a digital board, so it kept, you know, the next page was turning, and they didn't have physical menus. So I'm just looking. All of a sudden, I see English muffins. I'm like, oh, son of a bitch! I didn't know they had English muffins. So I yelled to the guy. I said, look, I'll just take an English muffin.
With butter.
Right.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah,
Right.
that's
So he
normal.
goes, well, I already started the roll. I said, all right, fine. Give me the roll. I said, but I'll also take an English muffin.
Oh, God.
Great. Now,
I'm so stressed for you.
this is
Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah.
So we wanted to hit the road. So because of this, we're now starting
We're
to run
all waiting
behind.
around for
Yeah.
this buttered roll.
So I they bring it all in a bag. I pay. I didn't look, and I even started driving before I even opened the bag. The buttered roll was a hamburger roll with butter on it.
Buttered hamburger bun.
Couldn't believe it.
Roll. Oh, God. So it's like soft and smushy.
Yeah, it was gross.
They didn't. Did you want it like grilled?
No,
He wanted like a Kaiser roll.
Yeah,
you know?
just like a Kaiser roll with butter. I mean, it's a popular thing in New York. I don't know.
Like, and they sell 7-Eleven in bagfuls of
Yes,
them.
that's right. Yeah, you get pre-made butter rolls.
Yeah.
Some
What
of-
were you gonna do? Just like gonna munch on it?
Yeah, I was just going to eat my butter roll while I'm
Feed
driving.
it to the pigeons. You know, like
Now we will.
yeah.
Well, actually, yeah, I would have because I was like, screw it. I took 2 bites of a hamburger roll with butter. I'm like, this is gross. And did I throw it out the window for the birds? I don't
You
even
may
remember.
have threw it out the window. I forget.
So I reached in. I'm like, all right, well, I got the English muffin. No problem. Now, I'm sorry, but you order an English muffin, you don't have to say, please toast it. They didn't toast the English muffin. That's the whole purpose. You get an English muffin,
It'll
you put
be dry.
It was dry
Not
English
crunchy,
muffin
not-
with butter. I'm like, I'm not eating this. So we went and we drove straight through all the way back to New York from North Carolina. So I didn't eat until we got back to New York.
That was crazy.
Yeah, it was
Wow.
crazy.
I mean,
But
I'm
I'm to blame because I'm the weirdo. But
North
still.
Carolina's-
Ever tried to get like salt and pepper or hot sauce on anything? Or, like,
There
Well,
was
they'll
a
put hot sauce on stuff.
There was a local comedian. His name is Brandon Lacaruba. He has since moved to Texas. He used to come in on my show every Thursday, and he would bring me something that he knows I wouldn't like, but to try it.
to try to get your palate going.
Yeah. So bacon,
Basic
egg,
stuff like a bacon cheese.
bacon, egg, and cheese.
Right, that's what your English just nice.
And
you know?
I hated it. I hated it.
I think it's textures for you more than
yes.
flavor, right? It's
Who
It's a
do
little
you
bit more.
blame for this?
I would say I grew up, either my mother or my grandmother. That's who I grew up with. So, yeah, it's their fault.
Don't take responsibility for this.
Yeah, why
Just
should I? I'm
go
only
to therapy
54.
for like 10 days, and then you'll find out it's just your parents' fault.
I was going to therapy, and then the therapist died.
Oh, wow.
So,
and they couldn't help you get out of this whole butter roll
I think-
situation. Yeah,
I think
it would
it
have helped
screwed-
you otherwise.
I think it screwed up so bad that it killed her. Yeah, is
Wow.
what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is. I'm just concerned what is going in his system, the nutrient. No, will you put lettuce? Has he ate a piece of lettuce? in his life?
I'll eat lettuce, but not on a burger. I don't like it together. I'll eat lettuce separately.
Yeah. All right. This is.
You want to make him happy, get French fries or a Hershey bar or something like that. And he's set.
Are you a chocolate person?
Not huge. I'm more of savory. Like I love a good bag of potato chips. Or
okay.
yeah,
Yes.
but I mean, I'm
Well, you
always
got some of
dabbling.
those-
Boy, what is it? What we got?
Ooh.
Buc-ee's, ladies and gentlemen.
Buc-ee's.
Buc-ee's. You're familiar with Buc-ee's?
Isn't that in Alabama?
Yeah, there's a bunch of them in
Alabama?
the South.
Okay, yeah, I've heard of it.
This is from Texas.
Wait,
right?
don't open on my behalf. What's in it?
Oh no, I was good.
Okay.
Well, it's chocolate and peanut butter.
Okay, I love peanut butter.
Okay. Oh, all right. Yeah, me too.
Okay.
So this started.
Okay.
So he eats peanut butter.
Okay, I do. I love
Right, yes.
Very good. Thank God. You need your protein. Yeah.
So a friend of mine. So I was complaining on my show that Reese's peanut butter cups, when I was a kid, it tasted like chocolate and peanut butter.
Yeah.
Now I don't know what that is. It's
I
chocolate,
yeah.
but the peanut butter, it's chalk. Like it's
Yeah, I hear
dusty.
you.
Like
I hear you, and it doesn't taste good sometimes.
Yeah.
I think it depends on the batch.
So
Yeah.
yeah, all right.
Didn't they team up with like Jif or something?
Oh, is that what
I
it is?
love. This is the
Maybe.
one dessert I love. That peanut butter chocolate
Yeah.
combo.
So a friend of mine who lives in Texas asked me if I was familiar with Buc-ee's, and I
Okay.
said I'm not. So she sent this to me. I'm just gonna chop off a. Well, that's there was no peanut butter on that part, so I'm just gonna. Don't mind my fingers, but just take that.
Manhandled it.
Yeah, you're cool with it. You don't care.
Can't wait.
I'll take
Yeah.
a
Yeah, of course I'm giving you Don a piece too. Yeah, I'm telling you, it is out of this world.
Okay, let's do this.
Cheers.
I didn't even wait for you. I'm already started.
Yeah, I
Ready?
guess.
Cheers.
Yeah, cheers. Or miss. Where's the garbage? Gotta spit out my gum.
Garbage. What do you need garbage
I
for?
gotta spit out my gum.
What up,
Oh.
Laura?
What are we doing? We still on? Oh, you've got Buc-ee's?
Yeah, you want a piece?
It takes a year to eat a Buc-ee's.
Does it?
Well, I'll
Yeah,
give you a
let me
piece.
spit out my gum.
Big commitment.
That bucket's a
You
garbage
got a bucket
filter.
of Buc-ee's?
No, I wish.
Wait,
You
that's
got,
really.
She sent you the Buc-ee's?
My friend sent me another batch.
This is really good.
I told you.
Are you talking about
Wow.
the library trivia?
I haven't yet, but come sit. Come sit.
Come sit.
I'll come sit.
You want to sit next to them? I've been here for a bit.
Oh, no, I don't want to move you.
Oh, you go ahead. Go
No,
ahead.
come hang.
Laura Patton is here,
see you.
everybody.
I know, nice to see you
Guys, it
too.
was so nice. So fun.
You rock, Shivani.
We'll talk. All right? We'll
Yes.
hang out? Yeah.
Yeah. anytime. I love Shivani, man.
All right, cool.
Thanks, man. I appreciate
so
it.
much.
Very good. Thank you.
Actually,
Where we going?
oh,
Where are we going? Am I assuming a restaurant?
what happened?
You said we're going somewhere?
She's going to be on my show.
Oh.
Conversations.
I see. We love the conversations.
Yeah, you rocked on it.
I know. We need a best of loop them back.
It's a good idea.
Tony, where's my I'll always come back on.
Yeah.
Where's my Buc-ee's?
I just asked you if you wanted a piece.
I did.
Oh. All right. Well.
But only a small piece. No, don't break a new one. No, just give me a little piece. Don't break a new one.
This is it. There's nothing left in this one.
Oh, you crushed it?
Unless you want to share mine.
I do. I'll share yours. That's all I want. A tiny
Seriously?
bite. Yeah, because it's so much.
I think I bit into all this. I think.
It's all right. How much goo? How much goo you got on it? Nice. Tony DNA.
Oh, fuck it.
Bring it.
All right.
I haven't had Tony's DNA before.
It's not the first time you had Tony's good.
I'm kind of turned on right now.
I know.
That was awesome.
So what is this? A special Sunday? We're taping and then you guys edit it?
Well, we do this sometimes. We do we call it live from the green room.
But this is going to be a special for tomorrow morning, right?
Yeah. So I was supposed to have Rob Bartlett tomorrow.
Oh.
But he
From the Mets, right?
From what?
He was FAN, right? He was Imus's guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Legend.
Yeah. He started in this club. Him and Eddie Murphy.
I didn't know that.
Him and Eddie Murphy.
I didn't know he was a comedy guy.
Jackie the Joke Man and Brian. Come on in, man.
Hi, Brian.
What's up, dude?
Hi, guys.
How you been?
What's
bro?
happening, man? Where you been? I haven't seen you in forever.
Baseball.
Meet the Mets. No, you don't wanna, but you did.
But I did. Yeah, I've been on baseball.
Mets,
so
yeah.
back. Mets and Yankees. So.
Oh, nice. So
Same
you must have had a fun
And they
summer.
went long. So they both went long.
Yeah, they went long. I got an extra month of work, and then now I'm here.
Nice.
Exciting times when the playoffs, nothing like it.
Yeah, but it's sad to see a team lose on their own field.
Especially when it's the same team that kicked both teams' asses.
I know.
The Mets would have beat the Yankees if
they would have
played.
won. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
If
They would have played each other for
if.
the World Series.
You can't say if.
Well, the fact is the Mets didn't make it. So,
Listen,
yeah, you're right.
But the Mets
if
still
your
had a better
grandmother had
season.
balls, she'd be your grandfather. You can't say if. I'm just telling you.
That's true.
So what are you doing? So you're not performing?
Oh, I perform.
I figured, yeah.
I perform.
So you weren't slated to perform, but you came in and said,
No,
James.
I didn't think I was slated to perform. Ange texted me to go to brokerage. I was just at brokerage.
You're on the list, though. I have you on the list.
Apparently, there was a list. And James texted, "Are you on your way?" No one told me.
So you went up already?
I went twice.
So yeah, so you did the brokerage and then you came
and
here?
then I raced here.
Nice.
And then I go to every time. He goes 30 seconds.
Ching.
Right? I was good.
You were awesome.
It was good.
You're also always good.
It's a good crowd, bunch
I'm
of girls.
trying to get. I know those girls are the Malloy dance team. They live down the
Yeah.
street from me. I didn't realize it was them because I would have done a little more different. But I just raced in. That's fine. I thought it was a high school dance team.
You killed. They
were
liked
fine.
it.
They're my neighbors.
Yeah, they liked it.
I go, girl, slow down. Come on. You speeding.
good.
3 years, I'm telling you. Stop speeding down the block.
You sold that on
yeah,
stage?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's
I go,
great.
Slow down.
That's funny. That's
I
great.
tell them, I go, slow down.
Nice.
Leave your house earlier. No, I do. I'm trying to get new material because I'm doing my show January 24th here. No, brokerage.
Right.
So my friends are like, someone's like, I'm still doing the old tired stuff.
Oh, okay.
I go, guess what? When I do it here, no one's heard it.
You know, I'm always confused by that. People go to a concert, you want to hear the famous
you would
songs.
think Angry Period is the greatest hits. Angry Period
right.
is my Thunder Road, but
I come here.
Close on Angry Period. You should start
I
closing.
sometimes close. I usually close on Eye Doctor, but I went all out of sorts here, and then I didn't remember what I had done, and so I don't even know what I closed. Oh, I closed on Angie's List.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's a good one too. That's a great bit.
Love that joke.
Yeah, I know, because I'm like, oh, suck a dick. And people all these guys like, that's my favorite joke. So I'm up there, I'm like, oh, suck a dick.
Oh, we need to speak to that man, don't we?
About recording some of our stuff.
December 13th, we're doing a show in the Giga Room with Jameson and Rick Adana.
Okay.
I love Rick Adana.
All right, yeah, I'm available.
All right, cool.
I'll be around.
We'll
Have
talk.
you ever?
Very nice.
Yeah, the best wherever you want to set up in the Giggle Room.
Sure,
just
we can set that up.
That would be fantastic to have you on board for that.
So back to comedians and
Cars?
comedians and cars and comedians and like the hits, like the comedy.
Oh yeah.
I mean with the
Yeah,
bands.
do you have a theory on that?
The only comic that I know that people want to hear the same shit is Dice. They all want to hear those
Right.
nursery rhymes.
Yes, the
you know,
nursery rhymes.
they like he doesn't even have to do it. He'll start it and they'll finish it.
They'll finish it.
I always use Joey Cole as an example because he's one of my favorites. Oh, congratulations to him, by the way.
Yes.
He just had a grandchild.
Grandpa Joey
Yep.
Mason.
Beautiful
His
little boy.
And I think it's
Mason.
his first grandkid, if I'm not
Yes,
mistaken.
Mason Star, right?
Yeah, I believe
I was
so.
calling Mason Jar, but
But I so I use him as my example because I know I know he's going to do certain jokes.
Okay.
And some of those jokes are 20, 30 years old. But I'm still laughing when I hear them.
Right.
So
That's nice of you. That's nice of you. Joe Coy said the big thing about, and I listen to a lot of comics, but the big thing is the element of surprise is the key part of a joke.
Right.
So when you've heard it before, it sort of takes it away. So, I mean, there is like, you want to hear Joseph, but for the most part, it's very hard to get especially if you're like, a misdirect or I drop it and I didn't see that coming.
But there are certain comics, like you said, Dice or Kreischer with the machine joke. There's certain things you're like, I want to hear that, or you feel like, oh man, they didn't.
Right, Maniscalco's like the doorbell.
Right. So why people even say it? Oh, all right, that sums it right
And
up.
you know what? It sort of forces me when I do that show. One, it's a very warm audience that they're pretty good sports, and then that usually is my bar of what I can use. So from my last one, I took like kids therapy. I did kids therapy tonight. That's a good one.
Yeah.
And some of the mom stuff, I did that, and that always does well. Don't sleep with underwear and stuff. And there's always someone in the
But
crowd.
if you're doing a
that
big
doesn't sleep with
show,
underwear.
I think you should pull out all the stops and do all your best.
If
stuff.
I'm doing it not in front of my friend, like that happens to be a show I produce. But if I like, hi Olga.
What's up?
But if I get an opportunity, and you know what? I went after you. I said she's available. I used James's joke. I said she's available for children's parties. I know, so that's fine. It was no disrespect, none taken. Yeah, I did. I try and do newer for that.
Right. Yeah, because you know the audience has seen you a lot of times.
Yeah, and they're coming for me. But the show's good. I have I got Monty because he's also an Almont guy. Because I was supposed to have someone else that didn't work out, and I didn't want to drag out who I was chasing.
Right.
And then this guy Mike Britt. Do you know Mike Britt?
No,
I think I heard of him.
Really good.
I might have seen him online. I don't know if I met
He
him.
was like a Def Comedy Jam, and he's actually the voice of the Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt song.
Oh wow!
He's the singer of that. That's a little clip of his. So yeah, no, I'm excited about that. And then Teddy will dip in. But my friends have seen Teddy a lot too. So.
Teddy
but
was
he's
here last
doing,
night.
So Teddy
Yeah,
has
Teddy
to
was
up
here.
his
Teddy
game.
just left my house.
Is Teddy working on new material?
Always. Teddy did the whole Charlie Backett show, all new stuff.
Wow, very cool.
So, and that's probably why you didn't know you're going to the brokerage tonight, because Teddy stays over with all the smashing.
Oh, the smashing me, him and my husband. I know, a threesome. It was great.
That's steamy.
I know you want to smack me when I say that.
Teddy had the couch, and I was my husband. I was like, oh, I guess you got to sleep with me tonight. Teddy has your bed. Guess you got to come to bed.
It'll be kind of awkward if it was the other way around.
He's spooning Teddy.
on the couch.
He's spooning Teddy.
Oh yeah, the two of them spooning on the couch.
Aren't pillows.
Those aren't pillows.
No, we were out. I went out with friends of mine yesterday. I had like a tourist day. I went on a New York City tour, a walking tour of gangsters and ghosts of New York City.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. Lucky Luciano's place?
Yes. And we were the room across from Umberto's, and then
so some of the murder scenes were killing?
Yes, we walked to Stardom, 24 Mulberry, and then worked our way all the way to Washington Square Park.
That's cool.
It was very nice. The girl was great. She was like a comic.
Did you eat at the restaurant where they had
We
the
didn't stop
Bloody
and-
Valentine's Day or whatever?
We didn't stop and eat. This was a walking, talking, but they have ones that like foodie, but then it's like long and all this stuff. They let us pee in Ferraris, so it was like, oh, thanks.
So take me through this. They show you like all the sites where people got killed?
A little bit. Well, it was more historic stuff. So they talked about like the dead rabbits. They talked about, the Chinese gangs, how the Chinese came around. Canal Street, fun fact, used to be a canal. Who knew?
Oh, there you go.
My husband's like, oh, that's not a hard one to
It's
know.
kind of in the name.
I was impressed. I go, it's
It's
fun
called
fact.
Canal Street.
He goes, guess what? Wall Street, there probably was a wall, and Spring Street was this. I go, easy.
No,
Phone
that's
guy.
pretty cool though. So
Yeah, it was very. So Canal Street used to. So the Dutch came, and the Dookie. The Dookie is always the end of what gets people. So the Dookie was piling up, and then it was gross, and then people started getting yellow fever because it was gross, and then they were like, the Dutch were like, Peter Stuyvesant, let's build a canal just like we
Peter
have in
Stuyvesant,
Amsterdam,
yeah, the
right?
first governor of
Peg
New York. Yeah.
So we're like, let's build a canal to get the Dookie to the ocean, and it didn't work. So now it was just Dookie in a canal.
wow.
There's no Dookie Street.
I know. So all the rich people were like,
Yeah, it's called Alphabet City.
yeah, you do all the.
Yes.
Look at Brian. Patton cleanup. They were like, the rich people were like, listen, poor immigrants, Chinese, Indian, Chinese, Irish, Italian. You can have this whole neighborhood with the Dookie. Bye-bye.
Wow.
And they left the yellow fever and went up to like north of 23rd Street and started building new and stuff like that.
But little did they know, they just planted the seeds for gangsters.
Yes, and that started the gangsters. So then there was like Asian mobs. The Asian mobs came over from, they had gone, the Chinese had first settled out west. Who knew this was going to be a fun fact learning? The Chinese settled out west because they the whole gold rush, and people treated the Chinese awful.
You don't hear too much about their story.
Their migration coming over.
Yeah.
So they came over, and they were, it was like 10 men, maybe there was one woman. So it was really hard for the population to grow, which sort of triggered a story. Let's say someone in my family might have been in a business that could be organized, right? Not important. It doesn't matter the details of the player. But let's say that cousin at one point started a Mandarin and Cantonese sex line in the early 80s.
Sweet. Wow.
Right. Because all these waiters and stuff were coming here and they had no way to get their rocks off.
Right. And that's how you do it.
And phone sex. If I called an American girl, I'd be like, I'm not even make something racist.
Supply and
Get me out.
demand.
But so these guys started.
Keep doing that again.
No,
I was
no.
kind of getting into it.
I was just about to say that.
So they started this dialect
Me
phone
so
sex
horny.
thing, which was clever. Again, meeting the needs. If people can't go, if the mountain can't go to Muhammad.
Supply and demand.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's how the Chinese got here. But then they would have like hatchet gangs. So you would come around the street and it'd be like, poof.
Yeah, it was brutal. They were brutal back then.
It's gangs in New York stuff.
Yeah.
And then the Irish started this dead rabbits where they would just put dead rabbits on sticks and like pummel people to death with dead rabbits.
Pummel people to death with dead rabbits.
So they put the rabbit on the stick and then beat you with the stick?
With the dead stick rabbit,
so you're getting beaten to death by a
dead rabbit.
And then you get left a lucky rabbit's foot.
Yes. Again. Ding, ding,
Yes,
Brian.
See that?
Brian, you bad cleanup twice. Trying.
Wow. So
it was very interesting. So she brought us to like sites and like that building, and then we walked a little further. We went past, I want to say maybe I would forget the name of the park, but it was the only legal casino in New York. They were all these guys playing mahjong.
Today?
Yes.
It's still legal?
As of today, yes. These guys were out playing mahjong in the park on under umbrellas.
Italian guys or
Asian?
Asians.
Asian, hardcore. So this was like a 24 Mulberry.
Tatted neck tats?
No, old guys on like, they squat like when they have a cigarette like on the bus, like they're waiting for the Bolt bus to go to Boston, the squat. I told someone, I'm like, you squat like an Asian. They're like, that's racist. I go, that squat's racist. So they play on the top of a box. And they had this they're probably like 20 tables of all this mahjong. And then we walked away into Little Italy. Then they talked about, how they came over and Crazy Joe, I was going to say Crazy Joe Davola, but that's from Seinfeld. Crazy Joe Gallo, thank you. And I thank myself.
No,
I
you got it.
But Crazy Joe Gallo, and then to Castellano and Umberto's, and how the FBI got the apartment across the street.
Yeah,
and they were like bugging
pictures,
that.
yeah.
But it turns out they weren't doing any of their business there. They were doing it at the old Italian ladies in the house next door. Whenever she went out to smoke. And as soon as the FBI moved in or whatever, John Gotti went over with a box of cannolis. He's like, welcome to the neighborhood, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Nice.
So,
I have a friend
it was
that
very interesting.
was neighbors with Gotti as kids.
In Howard Beach?
Yeah. It's my whole story.
Oh, my God. Oh, Tony, again.
I was
if Andy ever listens to this, as you see, Tony again, bringing the color commentary. Bringing a story to a screeching halt.
We did just fine without Andy last time you were here.
Yes,
I almost
we
forgot
did.
his name.
Yes, Andy who?
Actually, I feel bad. I was supposed to meet up with Andy last night because Carol, who sends me the Buc-ee's, she sent some crap that I don't eat, but she sent it for Andy. I was supposed to, what?
No, I said
for Dick.
What Andy eats. He's not here to defend himself. Poo-poo. Andy's gay. Not that there's anything wrong with it.
With the mafia, do you have any ties to the Irish mob? You look like you might know some people. You know some people.
Other than my grandfather used to get kidnapped and held for ransom. No.
Really?
Yeah. So back in the day,
Did he have money? Did he have a?
We owned a bar as a family.
Okay.
My family owned a bar back in the 20s, Speakeasy,
Yeah.
And that's how they made their money back in the day. They would kidnap somebody that owned the one and hold them for ransom, and then the family would have to pay the ransom. That's how they made their money. Wasn't
goodness.
until Lindbergh's kid got kidnapped that they made it a federal offense.
So
and
they were like,
stopped-
ransom's
right.
bad.
But
Boo,
my
ransom.
great grandfather.
Thanks for killing that cottage industry.
Exactly. My great grandfather used to get kidnapped all the time.
Really?
Yeah, and they used to have to pay him off.
How many times was he kidnapped?
About 4 or 5.
Holy shit! They would rough him up, or what do they do?
No, they would just hold them until they paid. You know, they wouldn't because they knew they'd pay. You know, because you got the speakeasy money, and then,
So he would
you know,
just be sitting in a room, like, was he tied
yeah,
up? Or?
I don't know how. I never got into the depth of how it went, but yeah,
I think that's an important part of the story, Brian.
Yeah.
So after the second time, I'm like keeping them locked up.
You're
not allowed out.
They just hold on to
Pop,
them,
stay
they just
home.
hold on. Right. Exactly.
Pop, it doesn't look good today.
Right. So, yeah, it doesn't look good today.
Holy
But yeah,
shit.
that's how they used to make their money. Back in
Wow.
the 20s.
So in the
100 years
1920s,
ago.
they would kidnap your grandfather, hold him for ransom until they get paid.
And they get paid, and then they let him go, and then go
And
back to work.
Did the family have the money, or did they be like, all right, give us 2
Clearly,
weeks?
Tony, they had it.
No,
Hence
but-
the 4 times.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
The
but
first time they were paying in potatoes, they were like, move on. Come on, Tony.
Yeah, well,
no, I meant like,
You're saying-
did they have it at the ready, or did they maybe in 2 weeks they'd be able to
Like a
raise
go
from the
bag, like it's a
business?
go bag, like, oh,
Yeah.
grandpa again.
Too good to go.
Like
Yeah.
they just like you're gonna have to wait. Or
yeah.
finally, like you know what, just fucking keep him.
It'd be a couple. I think it was
He's yours
a couple
now.
days.
See them rolling pennies. They're like, oh, grandpa, just can you look out?
Yeah, it'd be a couple of days.
I love that in your mind. He's grandpa getting kidnapped all the time. He's not like a kid. He's like an old man.
Right. He's talking to her. He's like, yeah, I see here now. Yeah.
Jesus, grandpa, let's stay home.
I don't feel right today.
Yeah, you look at the calendar. It's like kidnap your grandpa at work day. We're like, grandpa, stay home.
Yeah.
So who's calling? Grandpa? He's fucking kidnapped again.
Oh, it's grandpa. You get him.
I only got $5.
Wow. So
Fucking
did
grandpa.
they never got even with him? Like,
No,
they
it
just
was
paid him
something
out
right.
4
They
times?
pay him out, and then you move on with your life.
They must have been a rough mob though for not to do any retaliation.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, you think
we were
grandpa's
like-
grandpa doesn't sound like he had good people?
No,
on his
he was-
side.
he
They're
was
like,
the owner of
got
the-
him again.
Yeah.
Shucks.
He was a regular guy. He wasn't. We weren't in a.
You weren't connected.
We weren't
Oh, no,
connected. We were
Clearly,
Right.
hence the 4 grabs.
Right, hence the 4
He didn't
grabs,
have
exactly.
a good squad. He had no low-level soldiers.
Yeah, that's it. We were just, we were just
What are we
regular
gonna
people.
do? Just pay him, honey.
Pay him.
Yeah, pay him. Get him back. He's got to make the
Wow.
money.
That's
See his
crazy.
niece like in a dress, like, we're going for grandpa.
Yeah.
With like pots. Oh, Brian, we didn't need to shit on your family.
That's all right. It's
history.
all good.
No, so do you hear this? Who told you the story?
My grandmother used to tell me the story
Wow.
back when she was
So it was
alive.
her
Yeah.
dad?
It was her father. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, I mean, that's the way it was back in the day. I
Yeah.
mean, it's a different world now.
It was
So,
lawless.
yeah.
Lawless. I know they went as the tour went on. We went to the Triangle Shirt Dress Factory, and the whole thing. Obviously.
Oh, like in Goodfellas?
No, Triangle Shirt Dress was in 1911.
Oh, okay.
146, 126 of them were women, young women that were working at a shirt dress factory, which is a word for blouse, which I learned today because I thought it was a different dress. But anyway, they were working under awful conditions, 6 days a week. It was the Saturday, so it was only a 10-hour day, not a 12-hour day. Girls as young as like 13 working.
Oh, goodness.
And the owners had awful conditions and would lock the door so the girls couldn't go out to smoke or leave or anything like that. And there was a fire, and it was on the 8th, 9th, and 10th floor with a factory. And the fire department only had the ability in a ladder to go to the 6th floor.
Oh, wow.
So there was only a small fire department. You never heard the story of the Triangle?
No.
Yeah, it's a very famous. It was,
Yeah,
it was
actually-
like a movie about.
Yeah, when you
it.
brought up the fire, that kind of rang a bell.
My
but-
grandma was like a big look for the union label. Like she was a big ladies' garment worker, so we like knew.
Right,
Like, she
yeah.
was like, you want to sit here and listen to the story. My grandmother didn't talk
So
like that,
what
but it
is it-
sounded good, right?
What is the place?
See here, Sadie.
It's like Wazowski from Monsters Inc.
Mike Wazowski.
Mike Wazowski. Are they still working there now? Is it still active?
Well, what it is, this is part of the ghost part. First part was gangster, second part was ghost. It's now the well, it burnt down, obviously. It's the NYU chemistry building, and there is rumors that Bunsen burners go on and faucets turn on.
It's haunted.
And
Love it.
and one of the family had built a really beautiful monument to all the women and the names of people, and it's like they're all written upside down, and it reflects on this piece of marble.
Oh,
and,
wow. You saw
yeah,
all
it was
that,
very. It was interesting, and then they went down to Washington Square Park, which the arch, which was also the Arc. Fun facts today. So the guy who designed the Arc de Triomphe in France is the same guy that built it, and there used to be a door that you can go in and climb up, and all these NYU students would go in and fall and party in the heyday of whatever.
Right.
So they locked it up, but as they were building it, they started building it, and they were digging. They're like, "Oh no, we found a body," and then like we found another body. When they were done, they found 20,000 bodies.
20,000?
20,000 bodies. Ding, ding, ding.
20 bodies is a lot. 1,000 bodies.
20,000 bodies. Hence the Dookie callback. Did you see how I did the weave?
Oh,
Yeah, I did the weave. The weave.
Nice. And that's why you are who you are.
Yes, the yellow fever, which is not what Tony has when he watches Asian porn. Hello! Zing! Boom! That's why I go on the big stage.
From now on, every time I see a hot Asian, I'm going to say I got the yellow fever.
Is it hot to you?
Yeah.
Because I got yellow fever.
I got yellow fever, baby.
That could get you canceled, Don, if 9 people listening heard it.
They'd be like, son
All
of a
9
bitch.
listeners, shh, don't tell people I said it. Listen, if anyone says who said yellow fever, Olga Namer. Mary Capone, not Mary. So that was the story. So that's where they buried all those people from, from the yellow fever and stuff like that. It was a potter's field.
And now you just get weed there, right?
You can get weed there. And then, there was another thing we talked about going to the Civil War. You could get out of it for $300, which at the time was equivalent to like $8,000 when they were drafting.
Oh, really?
People,
you
yeah.
Oh, really? You pay
could have
somebody
paid
that,
your way
and they
out
let
and
you
get
go?
out. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But that
I
was a
didn't
lot
know
of money.
that.
Who had $300
right.
at the time?
Wow.
Guess who didn't? Brian's grandpa. Whoa!
I was just going to say it. You nailed it before me. Good for you.
Boom! Pow, pow,
American.
He was kidnapped during the draft.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
He didn't have
there we
to go to
go.
Canada.
Yeah, he didn't have to go to Canada.
Yeah, so that was it. So we did we did the tour, and then my husband met us. We went to a belly dancing restaurant, Casa La Femme in the West Village.
I didn't know they still had those.
Yes.
That's
Well, it was
hot.
funny. They said there was well, you should have seen her. She
Oh,
was-
really?
I think it was someone, Aunt Ida from Astoria, took the M7. I mean, it
Come
was,
on,
oh,
really?
She was a lot.
Did she have a cigarette hanging out of her mouth? What she was doing?
You know what? It was the side. The side titties were tough because I was catching it from the back. It was the back and the side titty. But she was quick. Like she went through. Like I thought she would have done. She was tired. She did a lot of the chang chang.
Was it Fat Jay? Your
No.
description.
Some of them are chubby. They, like, as
It's
long as
little-
move
they
their
had some
hips.
thick-
Right, they
Yeah.
get curves.
It's
Yeah,
like
they
a
don't-
luau that lights like lamb chops. I don't know. It was like a luau on lamb chops.
What'd you eat? What'd you get to eat there?
I had lamb chops.
Oh, lamb
actually,
chops,
and they
right.
had all these like baba ganoush and
Oh,
it was the room is it was very like young people Instagram. I don't know who this guy must own the building. They was saying at one point the guy used to bring in it was live grass that they used to keep on the ground of the restaurant, and then someone would come in and water it.
Okay.
I know. I guess the whatever. And somebody was like, dude, you can't have grass in a restaurant. But it's like, dude, it's gross. But it was beautiful. It was really nice, and people were coming in all decked. It was like a see or be seen kind of thing.
That's
and,
awesome.
Did the
it was
landscapers
nice.
come?
No, but speaking of
Yeah, mowing the lawn while you're
landscapers,
eating.
as we walked along, we went to Old St. Pat's, which has the old catacombs. Have you been on that tour?
No.
The catacombs in New York City is really good. All these underground crypts, and they have the oldest one of the oldest cemeteries, and the tombstones are so old they can't bring a landscaper in to cut the grass, so they bring in goats to cut the grass.
Oh, goats that eat
Look
grass.
at that!
Wow.
Fun fact.
Wow.
You got all sorts of fun.
I
How
do
many
like
people-
when I come away with a fun fact.
How many people are on the tour?
12.
Wow, that's really cool.
$25.
Wow, you can't
Wow,
beat
yeah.
that.
This was worth the $25.
Yeah, look at you. You
I
have
know.
like you're obviously
Plethora
had
of
a,
Did you ever
information.
take the
enjoyed
tour
it.
of the New York Public Library?
I have not done that
That's a
one.
good one too, because you learn a lot. First off, the architecture and the paintings in there are beautiful.
Yeah.
But Bryant Park used to be the watering hole for all of Manhattan. So everybody would go there to get their fresh water and go back down to, the village or wherever they were down south Manhattan. And now they have an aqueduct that brings water to Manhattan.
See, fun fact.
But what else do they show you in the library? They take you to these underground.
They take you into the basement and stuff like that, and it's just a beautiful thing to see.
There's no basement in the library.
Yeah, it's the Alamo.
That's the Alamo. Sorry,
the Alamo.
Nice. There you go. I'll give you that one.
Yeah. It's just just learning about the whole thing, and they did go into the history of it, like I said, with the water hole being in the back in Bryant Park and stuff.
Yeah,
it's kind of cool. I did a couple tours. I did a cool tour of the Federal Reserve, where they have all the gold, and the tour I went on with a bunch of high school kids, and the tour guide goes, "Who wants $1,000?" And every kid's like, "Me," and they just took out like a bag of shredded money and handed them out, and they're like, "Oh, that's bullshit, man!" Like they were offended, I was like, "Yeah, whatever."
No, that's good. Like, there's a lot of. I mean, you could do the traditional stuff, but we did one of my favorites. I had friends that we did the hard hat tour of Ellis Island. So when you go over to Ellis Island, there were 3 hospitals. And it's the tour of the hospitals that were there because
that's where they did all the gave them checkups.
Checking in. It was kind of post that. So a lot of the stories is
and all that
the
shit.
burden was really on the shipping companies to bring people over. It really wasn't like an immigration department. It was the shipping companies, and they had to make their money in steerage. So first and second class were actually cleared on the boat. So they stepped up. They were like, "See ya." They didn't go to Ellis Island at all. First and second class.
I did not know that.
I didn't know that either. Fun fact.
Really? They got
right in.
Fast track. They were like in Disney.
Yeah.
They're like fast. Fast pass.
Yeah.
So they fast pass in America. They're like, "See ya." So it was steerage and third class and below. So they really had to come over healthy. So it was on the burden because there was no insurance. So when you came over, you had to pay, and an adult was considered 13 years old. So if a kid came over like sick. And there was some weird disease. I couldn't remember what it was. Not the eyeball thing, because they would ship them back on that.
Yellow fever?
No, there was something. That's what Tony has when he watches Ray Dawn Chung. No.
Pretty much.
No, there was something that they would get in their hair. But they would have to treat it for almost like 6 months. Like, it was
Lice?
just real. It wasn't lice. It was some. It's like a dead disease. Like, people don't get it anymore now or whatever. But so there were 3 hospitals, and one was for communicable diseases. One was for like regular stuff. And pregnancies, because you were supposed to not come over pregnant, and over 230 babies were born there, so they snuck them in. And then the third was for the cuckoos.
Yeah, because
they separate them there, and then they would take them to Potter's Field, people that would die because there was no way to track them and no way to find the families, and so there's no money. So when the cut down immigration, the 20s, and they shut down Ellis Island, nobody did anything till like 52. I think it was Johnson or something like that.
Yeah.
So if you had a boat and you were like, "I'm going over for steel," so they just decimated and insane disrepair. And there was like, because the doctors, like the guy that was the head doctor, his family, they had pictures from his Christmas there, and the nurses, because you would come over on a shift, you would stay like 3 or 4 days, and they had barracks and stuff. So they're really trying to build up that part of Ellis Island, like Lee Iacocca and all the stuff on the regular Ellis Island. But there's a fight. Who owns it? New Jersey or New York? So they sort of were like, okay.
And that fight's still happening today?
Still fight today. So they sort of gave the hospitals kind of to Jersey, and Jersey's kind of not. I mean, you have to raise money for it, but it's
there
amazing.
anybody on the island now today? Like, is it
just people that work there?
Right, I was going to say. There's
It's like a tourist place.
Tourist,
that's it.
Just tourist stuff.
Yeah. But what about the Statue of Liberty? Is that a debate whether it's Jersey
That's
or New
York.
That's New York.
Okay, it's definitely New York.
And it's actually federal. It becomes federal. So Battery Park, which was a battery, from the Civil War, from actually the Revolutionary War, all that stuff. When Clinton came in and made all that stuff, dictated everything as like a national park, then you got federal money.
Right.
But these 3 hospitals are not under that.
So they still don't know if it's New York or New
Yeah,
Jersey.
and raise money. So there's things like to save it, and they do these hard hat tours, and they have collections, and they do these fundraising things. But there's so much stuff. Like, we were on the tour, and my husband went to lean on something. They're like, "Don't. That's a TB sitz baths." It's like, it still may be active. Like, yeah.
Wow.
It's probably like 3.5 hours, and like the windows are broke, but you could see, like, you would imagine coming over under terrible conditions, and you're there in the hospital, and you're looking out the window, like, you see New York is right there, and you can't. It was really.
Especially if you have the lice or whatever, the hair disease.
Yes, I got to find out what that hair thing was. And they charged them almost like $8 a day. No, it wasn't. I'll look it up. If I had my phone, I'd look it up.
Dandruff?
No.
Just give them some Head and Shoulders and move them over.
Propecia? No, they had, but it was $8 a day. And then people, like, let's see, you want to get treated. If you didn't have the money, people didn't have the money, and they were like, "Girl, bye." So you would leave like a 12-year-old boy there. You were an adult. Bye.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it was real. It was probably one of the better.
I didn't know you knew so much New York history. This is awesome.
Well, I do like it.
Fresh off the tour.
Yeah.
Fresh off the tour. Not for nothing, Peter Stuyvesant. I'll tell you this. Everyone says America came to America for religious persecution. That is not true in New York. The Dutch came here first for money and trading with the Indian 13 years before a church was built. How about that? 13 years.
I heard when they bought the New York, a lot of people, they bought it from the Indians for like a couple of
$24 trinkets, all that stuff.
Well, that's because the Indians, did you hear that they thought that they were getting over on the white man because they're like, how can you buy land? They thought of it as buying air.
Yeah.
It was just ridiculous. To them, it was like, how can you buy land? Okay, yeah, give us your stuff.
Yeah, sure, I'll take it.
Yeah, this is funny. These guys are idiots. Next thing you know.
I know.
What do you mean I got to leave? Get
what
off.
Do you mean? Small box blanket?
yeah, here's your small box blanket and go. All right, Tonto?
There's a really good, it's The History of New York on Prime. It was like it's an 8-part series. It's fucking phenomenal. It literally starts from that. It ends with Giuliani, like when he was America's mayor and 9/11. That's when it goes all the way up to that.
Wow.
But it's the Robert Moses, how the subway system came out, the Industrial Revolution.
Where is this on Prime?
I'll look for it. It was it's so good. Me and my friend that we were like, it's just so much.
That's awesome.
There's really, because they don't teach that stuff from school. I mean, you learn your basic stuff, and then you move it on. You're like, oh, Louisiana Compact, and then you're Lewis and Clark. You're like, pow, 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 pow. You're like flying through.
Because in the beginning with New York too, in the early, like in the 1800s, when they first started coming over from Massachusetts, they were fleeing Massachusetts because of the witches' trials, and the Protestants were so strict, or the Puritans were so strict that they were like fleeing to go to New York because it was free. It
was free. It was trade. It was a port. And in all honesty, nobody really thought New York was going to thrive. Everyone had their money on Albany. Right. Albany was going to be a thing, and New York was just going to collapse into itself because of all the dirt, and it was going to be gross and it wasn't gonna.
That's why it's capital.
Yeah, and Hudson and them, and when you read like I read. The Hamilton biography that he had read that Lin-Manuel read that started, I can't remember anyway, Chernow. I read that one, and then I also read his one of Ben Franklin, which is really good.
I love Ben Franklin.
Ben Franklin's a badass motherfucker,
He's my
too.
favorite forefather.
He might be. And he fucked a lot.
I was just about to say.
I mean, I think Thomas Jefferson fucked more.
He was a brilliant mind.
And he never held an office.
Right. Never did. He's Elon Musk. He's our current day Elon Musk.
Like red buttons, and he never got a dinner. What was that one? I just showed my age. What was it? Red Skeleton?
Red Skeleton.
Red Skeleton.
Yeah, Red Skeleton.
And he never got a dinner. That was his. That was his tagline.
Yeah, Red Skeleton has a lot of great monologues about America.
Yeah, he knew his stuff. So it's interesting. And if I would recommend, and this was going to be comedy, but I would recommend anyone to look up Harrison Greenbaum, who's an amazing comic from New York City. He does a bit about the forefathers, people who wrote the Constitution, about this guy Gouverneur. That was his name, not governor. Gouverneur, and he was one of the forefathers, and sort of like what happened to him. And he got in an accident. He got hit by a horse, and they were like, how fast could the horse be? Like one horse, like you should have seen it coming out of the way, but it is. I don't even want to do Harrison just, so I'll send you guys that bit. It's a really good bit. Find it, Harrison Greenbaum.
Who's your favorite
Gouverneur.
forefather? Do you have a favorite one?
I do like Franklin, because he was badass. He was really ahead of the curve. He does have an Elon Musk. We moved out, having a tranny daughter and 12 kids and being weird. That if Elon Musk didn't have that going on, he would have a Ben Franklin. Yeah, way, or a Bill Gates way about him.
Well, he might maybe years from now, in history, like we grew up learning about Benjamin Franklin. It wasn't until later on that we heard that he was banging all the time.
Yeah,
like Elon might be the same thing years down the road.
And maybe at one point he was a piece of shit, Ben Franklin, and we don't know because who knew?
Right.
I love Ben Franklin's story. I've read a couple of his bios. He's a great dude. But you know who? I love different forefathers for different reasons. Ben Franklin and George Washington, definitely my two favorites. But you know what I love, just because he was such a fuck you kind of, is Hancock.
Really?
Because everybody was going to be persecuted for going against England, no matter what, for the Revolutionary War. And if your name was on that document, you were sure to get hung if they got you. So Hancock's like, all right, you know what? Hancock, motherfucker. And that's why, just for that reason alone, I love the guy, because he was just like,
come and get me.
He was a Massachusetts guy too, but he's just like, yeah, all right, son of a bitches, let's do it.
You know what was a piece of shit and a bit of a pussy bitch was John Adams. So he pulled not to be political, but Trump in they're like, nobody has ever not stayed for the peaceful transition and not stayed for the inauguration next month. I'm like, John Adams. He was like, girl, bye. He got on his fucking, he's like, have fun, because he's like, I'm out. And you couldn't even storm off, because it took you 6 days to get home. He was like, yeah, I'll show them. Yeah, fuck you.
They still see him down the road while the inauguration's going on.
Bye.
Yeah, it's a long time he's waving.
The third was Jefferson, right?
Third was Jefferson, and then the fourth was his nephew.
Yeah.
John Quincy Adams.
Quincy Adams.
Yeah. But John Adams was like,
Well, did you ever see the Adams series with what's his name playing John Adams? Paul Giamatti.
No,
you should watch it. It's really good.
You know,
it shows the rise of how Adams became. I really
love that stuff, and I should. But then I got all confused, and I started with the Amici family in Florence and all that stuff. I'm really a dork. And then I tried to watch the one about Franklin, but Mike Douglas was
he sucked. I couldn't watch it.
It was so bad.
It was so
and
bad.
they kept showing him farting. It was so dumb.
And he sucked as Franklin.
Sucked.
Michael Douglas played
Franklin? Yes, it was terrible.
Apple TV had
I
a
really
series.
wanted to know it. Because and it was
me too.
Terrible.
I was excited.
I tried to fight through it. I couldn't. I'm like, fucking Michael Douglas.
When I saw it was Michael Douglas, and I saw the pictures of him, I was like, all right, fine. He doesn't look like him. Let's just see.
Yeah. Could be a little chunky. He's a little tall. All right, let it go.
Yeah, it's like, I'll let it go. Then I watch it, and he's not even trying.
It was unwatchable.
He wasn't even trying.
I know.
Wow.
It was bad. It was real bad. But if you watch the Adams series with Paul Giamatti, the guy who played... he just passed away too. I forget the actor's name, but the guy who played
Franklin was good.
Franklin, it was awesome. That's the Franklin.
Was that Max? Who do you remember? I'll look it up. The Giamatti one. It was about 5 years ago, 4 years ago, something.
Longer
like that.
than that, probably about maybe 10, 12 years ago.
Really, it's that long now?
Yeah, it was really good. I watched it recently because my wife never saw it, and I told her you have to, because she's got interested in the history of the country.
It is. It is really interesting, and then not enough people know. And it's funny, like when you were in school, like how far did you? Well, Tony went to, Tony stopped at Hicksville. They weren't learning a lot, but Tony stopped at like the Industrial Revolution. 2008.
Yeah.
But like we had the book that had Kennedy in your textbook, but we didn't make it to Kennedy. Like we didn't make it to like Cuban Missile or anything like that.
Right.
So you can imagine all the stuff these kids would have to get to. I don't know how you do. I think you have to break it all over a 2-year.
That's a good point, because now like the history.
Tom Wilkinson.
Yeah, Tom Wilkinson.
He's a great
he was
great,
Franklin.
He was Benjamin Franklin. Yeah.
But the history. So when we were kids, we learned history all the way up to the 70s, 80s, right? Now there's even more.
There's so much, like fall of the Berlin Wall, and I mean just the stuff that happened from, I think we made it to. Probably Kennedy and Martin Luther King. Maybe we made it to that, and I mean the textbook had it, but we just didn't. It just didn't get. You ran out of time.
I saw this comedian the other. I forget who it was. It was a woman comedian, but she said, "You know how tough we are, the ones who were born and raised in the 70s and 80s." He goes, "We're so tough that during school hours they wheeled in a TV so we could watch the rocket take off. And we watched the rocket, all of us in the classroom, blow up and explode. Everybody died in it."
And we stayed in school.
They just wheeled the thing away, and we continued with class.
I know, if you really think about it, no one was triggered.
Yeah, there was no, all right, well, we're going to have to have a talk
this is going to be great. We're setting up a teacher. We're like, yes.
Well, watching TV, a rocket go, and he's like, I remember I was in art class when it happened. They bring it in, this whole thing, and then afterwards it's like, oh shit! And then they just wheel the fucking thing
So
out.
what was that? 87? Was that 87? When did that?
86?
Yeah, I feel like it was 86. Yeah,
I graduated high school in June of 86. So we were going for like a job. Me and a friend of mine were going for an internship, like at the Wall Street. My cousin had gotten a thing, and we're there, and we're hearing people talk about it. We're like, I guess it's not a good day to try again. Like,
yeah, maybe we shouldn't.
When did it happen? January 87 or
January 86, January 28th, 1986.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, 86.
1986. Yeah, I was in art class, I remember, and yeah, you just watch it happen, and then they wheel the thing out, and you just continue on with your day.
I know, if you think about it, like, what? You just saw 6 people get murdered on live television.
Yeah.
Girl, bye.
A major, that's like, for that time period, that's like the equivalent, almost like a, like a 9/11 type of shit.
Yeah,
You
to
saw,
watch
like,
it.
something-
And a patriotic thing like
Yeah.
that. It'd be almost like watching Brian's grandpa get clipped. And just
Hey, what's happened to that old guy? I think
Just
they threw him in a
nothing-
van.
nothing to see here.
Again.
They just threw him in a van and took off, and they said they'd give me $400.
Oh my God, I'll trade with you guys. Interesting enough to watch, but another one to listen to, a podcast. John Stamos interviewed the guy that kidnapped Frank Sinatra Jr.
Oh, no shit.
That's a great one too. That was a crazy fuck because he went to school with like the righteous. And he just did it for money too, and he had it easy.
I remember
Frank
hearing about
Sinatra was not. His junior was not held in. I mean, he was definitely kidnapped. Some people thought it was like staged and stuff. It clearly was a kid. The guy was a nut.
Yeah, some people thought he stayed. The kid
Yeah,
stayed.
to get like
Money
some,
from
but
his
it
dad,
wasn't.
yeah.
Yeah, but it was really. And John Stamos befriended the guy, and he went to high school with like the Righteous Brothers and all these California. Just a weird guy, and it was done so. I don't know how he's still alive to tell about it. Like it's so.
Yeah, right. You would think he would have
Crazy.
disappeared.
Yeah, Frank would just give the order.
Yeah.
Right.
Like the Cosa Nostra. So, well, gentlemen, thank you for indulging my
Laura,
my
this is
weave.
great.
Absolutely.
Enjoy the weave.
Will I see you Thursday?
Yes, I'm rounding up people to come for
Really?
trivia. Yes,
You
I will
rock.
hold back because it sounds like I'm a ringer.
Oh, you'll be up there.
You bring
You'll
up
be
Ben
up
Frank.
there.
Yeah, I'll come help you for sure.
You're the best.
And then I'll be there Thursday. I'm getting some of my friends to go. And then
Cool.
January 24th, reverse commute here.
Well, you better be in here before
yeah,
that.
no, I'll be
Yeah,
in. I'll be in here
absolutely.
before, and hopefully they're. And this was nice. I mean, I did. Listen, I do fine, but I did a really, really good set like last week at Brokerage, and even Ange compliment. I mean, they're so nice to me. So I had a good set, and then I was at Brokerage again, and then James texted me. He's like, "Are you on your way?" And I was like, "Okay." So,
Hey,
so
all-
that's
all the
you
stage
can't get
time
any
you can
better
get, yeah,
than.
just keep rocking it.
It sounds like it's still going out there too.
I think it's Raffles.
Oh, is that
Is
what
he
it is?
calling
Oh,
Raffles?
okay.
Yeah,
I
it
don't
sounds
know. I
like more
can't tell.
talking. Is it Raffles? 9:20. This ended. We were. Was it last? Oh yeah, because the one at Brokers, because people were binging back and forth. But you know what? It went long, and the audience loved it because it was Veterans Day the next day. It was
So the day
parents,
off.
so the kids were off,
Yeah.
and there was a family. I mean, there was a group of like all like 5 couples, these guys and men and women, and Jay asked like, "Who does weed here? Who does edibles?" And no one says anything. And the guy's like, "I like my kids go to their houses." The guy was like, "I couldn't admit it." But there was a girl sitting in the front, and all of a sudden she fell over, and they were like, "She's on edibles."
It just kicked in.
Oh, the edibles
Damn.
kicked in. All right,
Very
gentlemen, as always, a
Laura
pleasure.
Patton.
Oh my
Likewise.
God, a joy. I owe you guys. I'll send you all my clips of those things I told you about. I'll share them with you.
Yeah, definitely.
right.
Cool.
Definitely.
All right, bye guys.
Laura
Thanks,
Patton,
Laura.
ladies and
Appreciate it.
gentlemen, rocking it.
Very nice.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
All right. Wow, we did.
Very good.
We've been on. We've been on almost 3 hours.
Wow.
So yeah, I got some editing to do. But yeah, so but that was great though. We had some great people in here tonight.
That was actually interesting about the New York, all the New York history stuff too. I was enjoying that.
Yeah, and you got it from Shivani and Laura. What'd you lose?
Yeah, I know. We got that's right with Shivani too. We talked about some of the history with Massachusetts and the Puritan, the witchcraft.
Yeah.
See what happens when I'm just tired. I like physically tired. I just talk about history. Just comes up. It's just like.
All right. Well, yeah, we're gonna sign off real quick. Let's get to some business here. Don't forget Thanksgiving Eve. Go see Carrie and Fat Jay down there in Florida. Don't forget December 13th. Mike Pachetti and friends with the Evil Twins of Comedy. Mark Riccadonna, Don Jameson. I'm doing a set, and Don will be hosting the
this
Q&A
show
after.
is going to be so freaking awesome. I hope everybody comes out to the show. I hope every fan of Knockem Dead comedy comes out to this show. This one is going to be freaking epic. We got Don Jameson, we got Mark Riccadonna, we got Mike Pachetti. You're going to be on, and I will be doing a Q&A at the end. So it's just going to be a freaking blast, dude. I'm so psyched for this date.
This will be one of the best shows you'll see just for those 3 guys.
And it's such an intimate setting, man.
Yes. Yeah, and you get to talk to them after. It's going to be, that's going to be a night to remember. Knockem Dead Comedy performing at McGuire's December 21st. So lots of great stuff. Let me see what's going on at the club this weekend. November 22nd and 23rd, go see Corey B. Here at the main club in Levittown. What's happening in the gig? Oh, Robert Hansen is in the Giggle Room on the 22nd.
My mother wanted to see that guy.
Oh, yeah? Saku Ali, our pal Saku Ali is doing a show. Let's see when. On the 23rd. Thanks. Oh, that's the following week. Okay. And then let's see what's going on at the brokerage. The soap opera assholes are coming back.
But it looked like two hot chicks this time. Is it the one with the two hot chicks?
No, that's not until like March or something. No, this is actually Steve Burton, who's a dick. November 22nd and 23rd is Kevin Bartini.
Kevin Bartini is a good dude, man. I had him on Conversations.
Yeah?
Everybody should check that out.
All right.
He was in that show on Netflix, the Amazing Marvelous Miss Maisel.
Oh, right. Yes.
Yeah.
And then at McGuire's, Tommy Gooch will be there this weekend as well.
The Gooch.
That's it. All right, we're signing off. We're good? Yeah, no, I want to talk to you. Oh, all right, cool. All right, go to govs.com, make your reservations to some great comedy shows. Go to knockemdeadcomedy.com. Who's on Conversations this week?
There will not be a Conversations this week, I don't think, because I'm going away. I'll be in Cleveland all next week.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, I'm going to be doing some stuff with the Cleveland Browns for Thursday Night Football versus the Steelers.
Oh, sweet.
So if you want to watch that game, I'll be there doing my day job. But
very
good
nice.
Times.
Thursday. Yeah, and Thursday night, Knockem Dead Comedy. We're doing a game show at the Rockville Center Library. That's what we were just talking about with Laura. So if anybody's in the Rockville Center area Thursday night, come join us for a fun night of trivia, and it'll be a lot of laughs. And I think that's everything. All right. So it's actually Monday morning we're showing this. So what do we got? Treading Water at 1 o'clock. Steve Square at 6:30, and I don't know if Let Them Cook is on or not. Then tomorrow, Coffee with the Dog at 9 a.m. Me and Diana here Tuesday for Tuesday Trivia. Paul Esposito will be here joining us as well. Hershey and the Keegs. Oh, special Primal Scream at Nick Greystone Tuesday night at 7, and then Hershey and the Keegs.
Why is it special? What's he got going on?
Because he's normally on Thursdays.
Oh, so it's a special
Steve
night.
Beery is not doing his show this week, so Primal Scream is coming in because I'm not available Thursday.
I gotcha.
All right.
Love Primal Scream and shout out to the Beery.
And Sports Bash, of course, tomorrow
Sports
at
Bash,
11.
great show,
tomorrow
dude.
at 1. I'm all over the place.
Station's been rocking, bro.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff happening, man.
Dude, Gov's podcast has been kicking major ass, so kudos to you, Tony.
Thank you, pal. We'll right back at you. All right, we're out of here. Everybody enjoy your Monday, and see you tomorrow.